Lero Lero.
Hey everyone,
Hey, Danielita.
how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Happy to know that.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. No, everything's good.
Hmm.
You weren't able to go to. Well, there's no appointment. There's not going to be any hair appointment.
No,
No.
sad
Well,
but true.
yeah. But I think you look wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
I think you look amazing.
yeah, and I've been complaining a lot, but I'm fine with, well, not happy, but I mean, maybe afterwards I can change it to be
Yeah.
happy with it. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. And
It's just going to take a little more time. That's all.
yeah, well, because I bought, and I'm sorry, I mean, we've been talking about hair for
Come on.
more than a week.
It's hair painted lives.
But I was gonna say that I bought something
Yeah.
that's not like a permanent color,
Yeah.
but it's maybe gonna help my hair to look a little bit more as I want it to. So a little
Perfect.
bit more copper. So we'll see
I'll use it too.
if you want it. I mean,
100%. I want to go back to my
you could use it in
bootleg
your
ginger roots.
you could use it in your beard
Or in my legs.
or in your legs.
Ginger legs. That was my nickname.
No.
Never.
Yeah.
So today, Daniel Ira,
Tell me.
I went ahead and I sketched something very quickly.
I loved it.
I
I
like
told you
too.
I loved it.
So this is the this is my little book where I do the scribblings. As you can see, it's full.
Oh, I saw the one for
Yeah,
this one there.
Yeah, no, this is what I mean by like super quick scribbling.
Okay.
Like that. With this one, I thought I would put a cat there because I thought that would be like a little goldfish or something, and the cat would be looking at the goldfish.
Like wanting to eat it.
Very, yeah, Geppetto-like.
Uh-huh.
But so this was yours for today.
Okay.
So the idea is that this is you, but as a character. I don't want people
Perfect.
to misinterpret like why Samu had like paper eyes, or it's not really Samu. It's just like I don't know.
It's based on
It's
or
based
like
on something that I
inspired
saw
on
on Samu.
Yeah.
Something that an instance of Samu, a tiny little moment that I recognized in him. And it just serves as a starting point, like as a creative starting point for something. And yesterday it was I think it was very playful.
Yeah.
I'm guessing a lot of people are like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is happening with with his work? And I'm super fine with it. I actually love all these things that are happening. I love to see how everything just melts together, if it melts together. It doesn't have to combine. Everything doesn't have to combine into this amazing, piece of like large painting that exhibits all these things. I don't care. I think that, if all my life I just push myself to do exercise and just kind of think outside my box, which may be a very little box. Some people have like enormous boxes that their creativity just like spans, universes that I would never imagine. But my box is very limited, and it's okay if I feel that taking chances that for other people would be like the most regular thing in the world, for me seem like
A risk.
like enormous steps towards something. It doesn't matter. Like, this is me. This is like my path. So I've been having a lot of fun doing these. I think they're an incredible compliment without being less, but I think they're an incredible compliment to what I've been accustomed to doing, which is trying to be faithful to nature, trying to at least start from observation and then, grant myself the ability to be more expressive. I think like these are not even grounded in certain images that I see. No, or they're not things that I would say, oh, let me see if this is the idea. Let me shoot some reference. Because I could have told Samu, bring your hair in front of your face and let's cut out some eyes. And I would just like, fold them a little bit and then tape them on his hair and then take a picture and then paint that, which would have been far more realistic and far more kind of faithful to the naturalism that is at the core of the stuff that I do. But the whole idea of taking away my safety net of saying I'm going to take a photo or I'm going to have some reference is just to explore those side, like those bits of my brain that I go like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to solve this. So, or if I don't have the tools to solve this, let's see if I can find other ways to do it. So I love just hanging by a thread when I do these paintings, and it's perfect for me, I feel. So I did this little scribble. So my idea is like you're gonna have these two kind of clumsy hands that come from your hair. So it's
I love it.
It comes. It kind of I guess elaborates from the idea that we did yesterday. So I love that these two big strands of like fluffy hair. Imagine like Cookie Monster hair. Now that we were like thinking of puppets yesterday, or Muppets. So imagine those kind of very hairy, kind of fluffy hands.
Yeah.
And you're clumsily holding your silverware, like you don't really know what to do with it. And then you're reading, I thought it like you're reading a little book or a menu or an instructional booklet or something. But then I added like a couple of more hands, which means that I have to paint more, but whatever. Like turning the page and then you're ordering two more things, or you're just, I don't know.
Peace sign.
Declaiming. I don't know. You're just doing something. Declamando. ¿Cómo se dice declamar? ¿Me puedes buscar?
Yeah.
Declamar, translate. Because I just said declaiming, and I'm pretty sure
Declaim.
that's... Oh, so it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I went for it, but I wasn't sure of that word.
But no, wait.
No, of course. No.
Es que dice declamar, pero del portugués.
Oh, no. So English.
Oh, yeah. Declaim, too.
Okay, great, good. So, yeah, I don't know what you're doing with these. I have no idea. Maybe, where's my little... Oh, it doesn't matter.
What?
No. I was going to draw a little bit in the pencil because I like the idea of the hands being tucked in under the hair. So if this one was like almost like curtain-like, that it's coming from underneath the hair. So we can do that super easy. But yeah, so that's the painting that we're going to attempt to do today. And I much rather approach it like these are ideas. These are, I have to see if these ideas could work. But I don't have to elaborate on those ideas. I don't have to like, try to kind of fine-tune this. I think it's far better. And this is where, for example, I think I would have loved being... in terms of like the jobs that you get, when you do animation or when you do stuff for video games, just character development, just the designing of characters, I would have loved to do that. Where initially there is, some set of rules, there is some information, but the idea is that you can go super wild. You can go, outside the box as much as you want, and then there's a funnel, and you start kind of understanding that the character has to meet certain requirements, and you start kind of, maybe reining it in just a little bit until you get to the final design. But I would have loved that first, if I could have trained myself in life to always just think overboard, to just go, throw the kitchen sink at a drawing and just really, really think wildly. I would have loved that. I'm not there, obviously, nowadays because I haven't done that in my life, but I think that that's something that I would have really, really enjoyed. So let's see how we do. We're going to go with our cheap acrylics. They are objectively cheap. We're not talking about overcoming the cheapness of acrylics here, because many times I use cheap brushes and I don't have to refer to them as cheap brushes. They are just regular, they're just brushes. So in my mind, this is still acrylic. I don't really know of expensive acrylic. I haven't really used expensive acrylic, so I have no idea how to compare it. But if I grow to be comfortable with very cheap materials, chances are that whenever if at some point I want to use better ones, then the transition is going to be amazing.
Smoother.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Rather than complaining, rather than getting really expensive ones and complaining about
Yeah,
heat.
because it's always gonna be an upgrade. So
Yeah,
it's always gonna feel better.
So let's get started.
Okay, so
here.
while you start,
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
didn't,
run for my water. Okay?
Yeah, and I'll just say while Danny goes for her water, I'll just say I didn't clean my palette yesterday because I didn't want to. Yeah. So all this stuff is dry. So forgive me. It doesn't look nice, but it doesn't matter. So let's. It won't bother me. So, I can kind of see my color here. So let's see. And I'm using brushes that at some point I remember Angela Sung. I asked Angela if she could recommend a couple of brushes when I wanted to do gouache work. And she recommended these, which are super simple. The Winsor Newton Cotman ones, or what else did I get? No, I think I got just these. What is this one also? Yeah, Cotman ones. So they're just synthetics, and they work pretty well. They worked wonderfully well. So today we're going to go with a block in of very specific shapes, because I've been kind of mindful of my of the geometry of my shapes with this one. So let's see if we can do a good job at just getting like really nice a really nice contour, really nice negative shapes. We'll see. With an image that has so many like elements to it, has to have tons of interesting tangents. If not, everything is just going to come together, and it's not going to be an exciting shape to read. So that's why a lot of people that do character development work or character design, they start with silhouettes. They start with very abstract silhouettes, and they go from there. And it's super interesting what they can get from just imagining what would fit into a super, super interesting silhouette. So I'm just going to go for like a base color here. I don't think I've noticed that I don't think it matters too much. I mean, I can get close to what I want, but even though this is light, let's say, I'm going to be working on a lighter or mid-tone, mid-tones / lighter side of the value of my values. I could probably go darker as long as I don't go too thick at the beginning, because then I'll get like this weird texture underneath that I kind of don't like. I've noticed that I don't like if it's too plasticky underneath. So as long as I don't go super crazy with my texture, these are the things that I've learned, at least for myself, in these 2 days. So as long as I don't go for that, I think I'm good. For that too quickly, let's say.
I wanted to say that as soon as I saw that you were like sketching it, I loved it because I feel it's me 1,000%. It's like the hair, the multitasking, the
based on
instructions.
Based on you. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I mean, I know it's a character based on me, but I can feel the me in the character.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I think it's super cool.
I wouldn't like people to think like, because you're puppet-like, because it's like a Punch and Judy. You know Punch and Judy?
No.
Have you seen those puppets?
No, but I feel
it looks... You can Google them, but...
Puppet-like.
But Punch and Judy...
Punch and...
You probably love those type of kind of vintage puppets.
Oh, I know. This one's?
Yeah. It's... it's very, and you could search for vintage ones that are super, super cool.
Like this ones?
Yeah, you could search like vintage Punch and Judy, and they're super nice. Like in puppet stuff?
Oh, wait.
In puppet stuff, all the older stuff is so much better than newer stuff. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
So good.
And I love it because it's...
Or if they're paper mache, or I don't know what
this one looks like paper mache.
Yeah, which is so great.
Yeah.
They're amazing. So they're kind of puppet. So I'm imagining something puppet-like a little bit. But I don't want that to speak. wouldn't want anyone to say, oh, what do you mean? Like, Danny's a puppet? No, come on. Like, no. It's just a character.
But I do think that if people go there, I mean...
Come on.
Yeah, like...
Please.
Yeah, please. Because I think you could do a puppet like whatever, and you don't have to be talking about the quality of a puppet or trying to hide a message.
Or the lack of control. That's what I'm saying. Like, what interests me here, it's more of like this automated figure. Mm-hmm. Like, I would imagine like it's almost as if your movements were like very jittery. Mm-hmm. It's super cool. I don't know why
and that's why when I saw it, the first thing I thought was multitasking.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, you see what you've done and it's like action. Like pure action. But you don't know where to see. Because there's action happening everywhere. So.
Cool.
Cool.
Yep.
So let's say hi.
Yes,
hi to Darian Gallardo. Hola Margo. Hi Jessica Tenbush. Hola Miguel Fonseca. Hi Javi Have.
Miguel tiene que pasar por la pintura.
Ay, sí.
Miguel, cuadremos próxima parada.
Sí.
Próxima parada.
Sí, próxima
pues es que
parada.
Años de próxima parada.
Sí.
Próxima parada.
Pero no lo haces así, es próxima parada.
Pero es que yo siempre pensé que era paisa
próxima parada.
Que el robot era paisa. A mí siempre me sonaba
claro
próxima parada.
Próxima parada.
Sí, el robot suena más regional que bogotano, honestamente.
Pero el caso es que
la próxima semana, Miguel, sí. ¿Listo? Nos estamos escribiendo para que pase acá y nos hace visita un momento.
Were you going to say something?
No, I forgot.
Okay, so I'm going to keep saying hi.
Save me.
Carlos Taylor said, looking like we started a while ago. Cool. No, not a while ago, but Nicolas was sketching while I was fixing the camera.
Yeah, while Danny was setting up, I was like, oh, I need to get my sketch down.
Yeah. Hi, Guillaume. Jesús Enrique Sanz Anton dice, hola, ¿qué soporte usa, por favor?
Claro, buenas, Jesús Enrique. Es un papel de la libreta Moleskine. De una libreta...
de marca Moleskine, sí.
De marca Moleskine. No tiene... O sea, es un papel muy bueno. Yo siento que es un papel multimedia excelente. Más allá de eso, yo creo que no es que tenga unas propiedades tampoco... como extras, o sea, no creo que haya algo más que uno sienta que lo hace un papel extraordinario. No, es un papel como determinado, yo no sé si está prensado en caliente, no sé, tengo mucha duda porque tiene un poquitico
Pero creo
de
que
textura.
No, eso no lo habíamos buscado una vez, ¿no decía cold press?
Si era cold press o hot pressed.
Creo que lo buscamos.
Podemos volver a buscar, a ver.
Si mientras dices,
sí.
Yo...
Entonces es un papel que se presta mucho para multimedia. No es que sea un papel tampoco fantástico para pintura, honestamente. Uno tiene como que adaptarse mucho a la absorción del papel.
Cold pressed.
Sí, exacto. Es que siempre dudé porque yo decía, no está tampoco, o sea, no es un papel, es que hot pressed es como el papel Bristol de pronto.
Pero no, espérate porque estoy buscando en otra, perdón. Y me dice... esta que es de acuarela, entonces no sé
no.
específicamente en la de sketch.
Tocaría buscar entonces esa referencia.
Sí, pero sí, ya luego confirmo, porque por ahora no sé.
Pero puede ser, yo siempre he tenido como esa duda, siempre la verdad me ha saltado esa duda de si eso no es. El caso es que... es un papel que no es que sea tan suave, digamos, el acabado sea como tan satinado y tan liso como uno muchas veces encuentra en papeles de Bristol, pero tampoco tiene tantísima pulpa o textura como otros papeles. Entonces está como en la mitad tirando a un papel suave, yo diría. Y... lo uso crudo, no lo preparo, también es más como una decisión. Hay algunas personas como que no entienden esa decisión mía, pero en últimas es más por, no sé, por lo directo que es como el acercamiento al papel. Yo creo que ese tipo de cosas suenan un poquito abstractas, pero cuando digamos que la relación que tiene la pintura, y pues mi experiencia es obviamente mucho mayor en pintura al óleo sobre este papel, pero la relación que tiene con el soporte, con el sustrato, cuando, cuando está crudo, me gusta, me gusta muchísimo ese contacto directo que tiene el papel en lugar de tener, digamos, un filtro que sería el imprimante o que sería la manera de prepararlo, la manera, entre comillas, adecuada de prepararlo. Entonces, es eso, es la decisión de trabajar en un papel crudo. Lo he venido haciendo con óleo y esta semana estoy haciendo un intento con acrílico. Entonces vamos a ver cómo nos va.
Sí, pero no dice.
No.
No, porque para la sketchbook solo dice made using pigmented pulp.
Sí,
This
por eso es
rich
amarillito.
sketch grade cardstock is the most substantial member of our standard paper family. Ya. Y la de acuarela sí dice this cold pressed cotton blend watercolor paper.
Sí.
Pero no me dice.
Yo no sé si haya papeles hot pressed para acuarela, creo que no. Eso no debe existir.
Uy, no sé.
No creo.
A ver.
Pues, no, sí, no. La verdad, no sé, pero no
Pero no
creería. No.
Miremos a ver si alguien sabe en los comentarios.
Sí, si de pronto alguien está...
No. Nadie.
We're trying to figure out the nature of
The Moleskine sketchbook.
Moleskine
paper?
sketchbooks, if they are indeed like hot pressed or cold pressed. The artist sketchbooks.
Sketchbook, yeah. I see.
Q.
I spy with my little eye. Did you play that when you were a kid?
Yeah. Well, not quite that. Not quite saying that, but yes.
In my school, we did.
Yeah.
In English, yeah.
Oh,
It was a game. Well, it was bilingual, so we used that. I mean, it's a great excuse to make kids
Oh yeah.
speak in English in the recess. Like if you
Or-
teach them the game, they're gonna play that
Yeah.
in recess. So
Or just in a road trip or something, you can just it'll give you at least 15 minutes of thinking about something else.
yeah.
So,
Oh, and I remember when we had like field trips,
yeah.
we did that in the bus. If there was a teacher, we
Yeah.
like they tried to play with all of the bus together when we
Yeah.
were super young. So they can. I mean, it's easier that way because you're controlling what everyone's doing. So
Yeah.
no one
exactly.
gets crazy and they practice English. So. Hi, Rosaline, Ro.
No. She renounced her rowness yesterday.
Why?
Bad joke. You know, just bringing bad jokes to Instagram comments.
No, for
So-
me it's Ro.
So I took the rowness away.
Not for me.
She's got to earn it today.
So hi, my Ro.
She's got to earn it today.
Leslie Cavazos.
It's a good reminder that, you know, easy come, easy go.
Leslie Cavazos Garduños dice Happy Thursday. Happy
Hola,
Thursday, Leslie. Tani said just finished practicing painting watercolor figures. About to study while this plays in the background.
Oh, awesome.
Anam
What are you going to study?
Anam Kureshi said,
Yeah.
Hi everyone, long-term lurker, first-time poster.
Ooh,
Hi,
long time,
Er.
first time.
Anyway, great drawing.
Oh,
Oh.
thank you. We're going to ruin it while painting it, so.
And happy that you
Yeah, finally
decided to comment today. Yeah. I mean, we're happy that you are here constantly, but it's also cool that you comment.
I was in the forum that I used to be part of. I lurked for around maybe 6 months or more before I, gathered the courage to like start to comment and show my work. Because I thought, oh my God, everyone's so good. Like, I don't want to embarrass
You
myself.
wanted to be in the shadows.
Yeah,
Just like
I was fine.
absorbing.
And I think forums, well, when I was younger, what was forums and what is now, whatever, like Reddits or Discords or whatever. You can, or even just a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel. You can just enjoy it and never really be like actively participating in the sense of commenting.
Yeah, I think I'm like that.
But the thing is, I feel like I felt I was super active, but in a way that didn't necessarily mean that I had to say stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I felt active.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like, yeah, these are my people. But I wasn't, being part of conversations or arguments because, there's always arguments also happening in those forums, at least in my day. And yeah, it was super cool.
Vampirillo 14 dice: buenas tardes con todos. Justo a tiempo para ver esto mientras hago mi arrocito.
Qué bueno.
¿Y arrocito de qué? Nosotros también Bueno, yo hice
arroz,
arroz, ¿no? Sí.
Yo comí unos huevos.
Comió huevos. Tenía antojos ayer Nicolás de huevos con maíz. Entonces
no,
él
tenía
comió
antojo de, honestamente,
huevos.
Tenía antojo de huevos.
Sí, porque
pero
desde
vi
anoche
el maíz
dijiste.
Y dije, bueno, le metemos maíz.
Sí, yo comí algo delicioso. Arroz con salmón que hice en el horno.
Sí,
y mezclé mayonesa japonesa con un poquito de salsa de soya y sriracha.
Salsa de soya que te tocó de recoger. Bla, 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 bla.
¿Qué tal?
Que te tocó recoger del suelo.
Ay, sí, que me pasó, pero de pura distraída. Estaba molestando a Nicolás mientras él hacía los huevos.
Karma.
Y yo volteé así la sriracha, como es más espesa, pues no pasa nada, la eché. Y por estar hablándole volteé así con la misma fuerza la salsa de soya. Y pues la boca de la botella es como así de grande.
Fue
hice
como un volcán de feria de ciencia. O sea.
Mis medias quedaron manchadas de goticas de soya. Pero pues. Sí, pero estaba muy rico. Es que había visto esa receta hace rato.
Sí.
Me trabé. Y la había querido probar. Y estaba muy rica. Guillaume. So hi, Marcelo.
Mm-hmm.
Guillaume said, when you start a new medium like this, are you thinking about other artists using acrylic and try to recreate it, or are you going from ground zero?
Oh, honestly, like if I looked at Andrew Hem, I would paralyze. Like, or Jeremy Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at people that do amazing stuff with acrylics, I wouldn't really feel like I can do something because in my mind, they would be my end goal. And I'm never going to be as good as Andrew or as Jeremy. So best scenario possible when you feel comfortable with paint is to acknowledge that those people are doing incredible work, but that this is your path. Like the fun part of all of this that can be very, very frustrating and very annoying for sure. But it's also like the most exciting part of this is that this is like the beginning of your journey. So imagine like starting a journey and being super excited, but knowing where your journey ends because you just want to paint like Andrew Hem, for example, which would be a great goal, but ideally you don't want to paint like Andrew because we already have Andrew. Like, why would we want to paint like Andrew? That's his job. That's like his gift to us is how he paints.
Yeah, and as we've said before, I mean, you can paint as Andrew Hem, but no one's gonna be a better Andrew Hem than Andrew Hem himself.
Yeah.
So you're always gonna be like trying to reach something unreachable. So, but if you try to paint the way you paint, you're gonna be the best you painting. So
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I mean, we are super conscious that sounds a little like beauty pageant
No, but-
answer, like be the best you. But it's so true for art.
Yeah.
It is so true for art.
No, and I think that mentality helps a lot to stop comparing yourself in a bad way when you see amazing artists that you like.
Yeah.
Because I think that otherwise you are like, oh, why am not them?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the way you should feel when you like something that someone else does.
Yeah.
I mean, you can enjoy what they do, but understand that that's their path, not yours. Caqueiro dice, hi, ¿cómo van? Dani, ¿qué pasó
Wow.
con tu cita? Decepción, tristeza y... No, la cancelaron.
No se pudo.
No se pudo, sí.
Mm.
Luego hablo con la Caqueiro. Pero bueno, estaba diciendo, Cami, que compré un matizante. Vamos a ver si funciona. Pero ya, pues ya. Capítulo cerrado. Jessica, bueno, no. Iván dice, buenas, espero que hoy no hayan apagado el 48B. No. Iván dice, se me ocurrió una forma de una paleta húmeda con vinipeo. Supongo que es vinilpel.
Vinipel.
Vinipel. Sí. O con las paletas de papel desechables para usar gouache y acrílico, obvio con pinturas decentes. Por lo general, el papel de pulpa es prensado en caliente para producción industrial. El de acuarela tiene algodón, lo que permite ser prensado de muchas maneras, hot liso y satín y cold rugoso.
Sí, pero
Pero
no,
tengo
y
la
gracias.
misma duda con el Moleskine porque el entramado de sus fibras es bien especial, como nada que haya probado, salvo los papeles finos de Fabriano,
Mm.
no sé cómo se dice,
Arches.
Arches y Canson.
Mm. Sí, cierto. Es bien particular. Yo lo asocio más, Iván, como a un Bristol, pero mucho más delgado, de pronto. Para mí se asemeja un poquitico más a eso, porque el Bristol yo al Bristol le echo de todo. O sea, he hecho grafito, acuarela, gouache, incluso hay mucha gente que pinta en acrílico en ese papel. Óleo hecho en Bristol, no me acuerdo, pero sí he visto a mi profe que le pone como unas veladuras de óleo a unos dibujos. O sea, el Bristol lo que pasa es que también se puede conseguir en unos grosores, pues hasta de un número altísimo, pero sí tengo mucha curiosidad ¿con qué? Con este bichito. No me sorprendería que fuera hot pressed, la verdad. No me sorprendería. Es bien bonito el papel, bien bonito.
Mi Cholis dice, hola mis cholivines.
Cholivin.
Hola mi cholivin. ¿Cómo estás?
La Pradera.
¿Cómo te quedó el pelo? Mi mamá hoy se
borinqueña.
estaba pintando el pelo. Dice...
Dicen que soy.
Jessica Tenbush
Yeah.
said, I'm painting along in oil for the first time.
Oh, no way, awesome.
I signed up for the Amy Erickson's painting class after Nicolas suggested
Dude,
it a while back.
That's over, right? I think it's over. Or maybe
Is
not.
it-
Because
no,
it was
maybe
like
it's
7
ongoing.
weeks or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's over or if it's ongoing, how
let us
are you
know.
feeling? Yeah.
Yeah, let
How's
us
it
know.
going?
She's a hell of a painter.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure
excellent.
it's going perfectly, but I want to know their experience. Alejandro Morales dice, hola Dani y Nico. Hola Alejandro.
Alejandro.
Vampirillo 14 dice, arrocito para comer con guisado que hizo mi papá.
Uy,
Supongo que es mi papá.
muy querido ese papá haciendo guisados o
Sí.
guisos, como le decimos nosotros.
Pero guiso creo que es distinto
¿A un guisado? No.
a un guisado. Sí,
No,
porque
no es
los guisados
necesario.
no tienen como arvejas.
Y el guiso también se puede hacer.
Pues sí, pero
Guiso de pollo en mi casa,
tenía...
Es-
No, pero es que en tu casa
alberja.
es distinto.
Guiso de pollo en mi casa Es una delicia de alberja, pollo y no sé, de pronto tiene zanahoria chiquita.
O sea, no es naranja.
No, ¿el guiso?
Ajá.
No es como una papa chorreada, pero es un guiso y se mete todo eso como en una olla express. Uf,
En mi casa nunca hubo olla
uf, ¿y eso
express.
uno le mezcla arroz? No, Dios mío.
A mi mamá le daba miedo.
Ah, y huevito de pronto, huevo duro al final. No,
Mm.
quiero volver a almorzar.
Y Vampirillo 14 también dice, ¿siguen usando los acrílicos baratitos?
Baratelis, sí.
Rosetta.
Rosetta, marca colombiana.
Ujú.
Viva Colombia. Rosetta.com.co, secamiento rápido y flexible. Una vez seco, resistente al agua.
¿Secamiento?
Secamiento, dice. Sí, secamiento es palabra.
Sí, sí, sí. Pues
Dice,
curioso.
pintura pastosa de secado más rápido que el óleo, que imita su trazo de pincel como el de la espátula. Ay, no sé qué están diciendo. Aplique con pincel, espátula u otros elementos sobre lienzo.
Vuelve a ver qué
Sí, un
dice.
momento, voy a volver a decir. Acrílico, dice. Y aquí, en este globito divino, dice, pintura pastosa de secado más rápido que el óleo,
Pues porque es
que
acrílico.
imita su trazo de pincel como el de la espátula.
No, ¿qué?
No, gracias. Aplique con pincel,
No, pero
espátula.
espérate, es que no entiendo qué están diciendo.
Mi amor, sigue.
Si uno
toca
usa un
seguir.
pincel redondo,
En la vida toca seguir.
no entiendo
Eh,
nada.
Aplique con pincel, espátula u otros elementos sobre, y aquí no sé por qué pusieron en mayúscula lienzo, pero lienzo, coma, y aquí cartón con C minúscula, o sea, el lienzo, la jerarquía del lienzo
Pues
sobre
debe
el
ser que
cartón,
Rosetta tiene
sobre
lienzos propios.
lienzo, cartón, madera, papel, etcétera, etcétera, o sea, puede ser una hoja que uno se encuentra en la calle.
Sí, and then.
Disuélvase únicamente con agua. Bueno, pues. Lave los utensilios con agua y jabón. Rosetta, calidad a todo color.
Pero me
No es
encantó.
pintura acrílica, es pasta acrílica.
Pero me
Pasta.
encanta que dice que imita
Sí, al
las
óleo.
pinceladas como de espátula.
Y además, ¿por qué van a...? además,
Compararlo con el
¿por
óleo.
qué?
Tiempo de secado más rápido que el
Porque en
óleo.
la pintura acrílica tienen que hablar del óleo.
Sí.
Como que no importa, diga.
Sería chévere que en la de óleo diga tiempo de secado más largo que el acrílico.
Sí.
Gracias. Mi mamá dice muy lindo.
Muchas gracias, mi Choli. Uy, Choli, ya pasó el
Harto
tiempo que
acá.
normalmente
Sí.
se queda.
Sí, está acá.
Pareces
Por lo que
una,
estamos hablando en español de pronto.
pareces una monja. Estás un poco...
¿Yo?
Sí, acá.
Pero yo tenía el pelo así ahorita antes de cortármelo, estaba súper largo.
Me refiero más como al diseño de la imagen.
Ah, ok. Es que como dicen acá en
Pareces
Colombia
una-
se dice como mi mamá siempre decía, ¿no?
Pareces una novicia.
Pelo de monja y era porque era muy largo.
Ah, sí. Pelo de virgen.
Y
Era
de
en mi
monja.
época. En mi época, pelo de virgen. De Virgen María, pues.
Ibrahim Salah said,
Mohamed Salah.
I'm having an art block.
Yes.
It comes like a cold once in a while. Do you have art block? What do
Uh,
you think it is?
I have to say that I don't think I've ever been blocked in that sense of saying I don't know what to paint. Because I don't try to think of painting as the what, but as the act. So if the act is something that can exist, then it's something that by the simple fact of doing it means that you're not blocked. I think it's harder when you just think of painting being affirmed by the what you paint, by the subject of your painting. Because then you say, oh my God, I'm bored. I don't want to paint a still life. I don't want to paint plein air. I don't want to do an outdoor painting. I don't want to paint an urban landscape. I don't want to do figures. I've done that enough. Oh my God, another portrait. I've done 100 of them. I don't want to do that. Or maybe if you do want to paint those things, sadly you have these visions of hundreds of artists that can do those things better than you can, or at least that's your judgment of your ability. So that always blocks you. That always feels like, what would I do? Like, what could I ever add to something that is, other people can do so well? I try not to put myself in those conversations because I think that those conversations with ourselves are designed to make us lose. Like literally to say, there's no way I can come out the other side of this conversation without feeling like I can do something useful with my own ability. So I try not to think about it that way. Like I said, that's why for the longest time I've replaced the subject of the painting with just the simple act of painting. And I try to do that repeatedly. I try to do that almost obsessively, by painting a lot, and almost every day if I can. So when I feel like I can do that, I feel that, like yesterday I did a weird painting, but that's great. And if 2 people liked it, great. It doesn't matter. It's my painting. It was, it makes sense in my head why I painted it. So it doesn't have to be something that satisfies anyone else except me. So yeah, that's how I, work around it. I don't think I look for inspiration elsewhere. Like I'm sure a lot of people, and it works for them, would say, oh, try to do something else, listen to music, or, read a book, or, I don't know, just try to find, or maybe for other people, it's like, try to look at a lot of art, like tons and tons of art. Like Danny sometimes gets over a hump by looking at all the artboards that she has. And it doesn't mean that she's going to work like the things that she finds.
You know why I think it helps me? Because it takes my mind out of.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Because I think it helps me, not because I'm trying to look something that like sparks an idea and I want to kind of copy what I saw or think that I found the answer of what I wanted to talk about in another image, but because it just takes my mind away. Like I see so many different things that I like and so many different ways of approaching, I don't know, for example, painting or sculpting or whatever, that I feel at ease. Great. Like I feel that it's not as terrible as it is in my mind. Yeah. Like there's different paths. Yep. And I can be satisfied in any path. Because when I am blocked, sometimes I'm just like, no, it's going to be terrible. I'm going to hate it. I don't know how to do what I want to do. And then I see a lot of things and I'm like, no. Like I remember that it's more open that the way I feel it is when I'm stuck.
That there's far more possibilities than the ones you probably conceived of at the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. And like that works for you incredible. I've seen you do it and you go like, no, I have to look at stuff. I kind of have to, and I think the way you explain it is like perfect. It's not about, for you, it's not about saying, oh, I found let's put
I want
Andrew
to
Hem
see
again.
Inspiration. No. Yeah. No.
Like if we were referring to Andrew Hem a couple of minutes ago, it's not like, oh, I saw a painting that Andrew did that answers all my questions. Yeah. And I'm going to try to have that as my north.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not. I think it's beautiful what you said. It's like, hey, you can't really mess this up because look at all these ways you can approach a problem.
Art is broader than sometimes you remember.
Perfect. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I would even say that if I'm, I don't know, sculpting and I feel that I'm stuck, I look at paintings. Or if I am painting and I'm stuck, I look at sculptures. Like it doesn't have to be the thing I'm stuck with. Yeah. But just the sense of art being broader.
Like creativity. I think creativity can be so appealing.
Yeah, because I think that when you're stuck, the problem, at least in my case, is that you feel like there's limits. Like you feel limited with what you're doing. And you feel like, no, this subject matter, no, because I can't talk about what I want to talk with this subject matter. Or no, I'm feeling like this medium is not enough for me to explain what I want to say or
Yeah.
whatever. And then you see a lot of things and you're like, okay, I'm tiny compared to what art can be and art can speak of. So I think it gives you the liberty to do things and take risks that may be being stuck, like kind of, como digo, como que te escudan,
Shields you?
like shields you from, yeah.
Yeah. That's I think that's amazing how you put it. That's great.
Thank you. Anam Qureshi said
Mm-hmm.
NGL. I don't know what that is.
I don't know
NGL?
either.
It's like an expression.
Maybe no good life.
It says natural gas liquids. I don't think that's
Yeah, that's what my stomach is feeling like. I think
not gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was natural gas liquids.
Yeah. It's what happened to me. I think I had a little too I scrambled my eggs a little too much.
That sounds
Gross,
yeah.
but
Not
true.
good. No, it sounds like another thing. Not gonna lie.
NGLs.
It's kind of relieving to hear that you guys also feel crushed when you think you probably can't paint as well as an artist you admire. Not in a sadistic way, but I just feel heard.
Oh, I think it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
I think every time, anytime you encounter people that are creative, I mean, I'd say that our natural reaction is always to be protective and to protect our ego, and that's why we're going to feel less. But, you know, when you give yourself a little bit of time, you start realizing, no, I should never feel like I'm less when compared to them. I should feel grateful, and I should feel like I'm here to celebrate what they're doing, because in essence, what they're doing is that they're filling spaces that you can't fill. You know, you can't be this all-encompassing artist. You can't do everything well. You can't. There's no artist. There has never been an artist in art history that can do everything. Even like if I think of John Singer Sargent, for example, one of the best painters, objectively one of the best painters in all of painting history. Like, Sargent is not Mignola. It's not. So when I saw Mignola's work, Mike Mignola, the creative Hellboy, I realized, oh my God, there's this space that Sargent could never fill. Never, ever, ever fill with what Mignola is doing. And it doesn't mean that Sargent is better or worse, or how do you measure that? It just means that, you know, suddenly you found somebody who showed you that there's so much more to you, and there's, you know, what you like and what moves you and what is out there is so much broader. Like Danny say, it's so much bigger than what you maybe sometimes imagine. And that's why I think that if you change your mindset, you can just say, you know what, I'm just going to celebrate the hell out of people that I enjoy. And the fact that I'm celebrating doesn't mean that I have to copy them, doesn't mean that I have to put them in a pedestal and adore them as if they're like gods. No. It's just like, wow, you know, it's like, thank nature, thank life that these people exist, because she is doing something that I just can't.
Or that I never thought about. Like, I never thought about approaching art like that. Yeah. And I was going to say that I also understand what Anam was saying, because I think it's also super, like, grounding when you see people that you like what they do and they talk about being stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Because it makes you understand, as you said, they're not in a pedestal. Like, they're not like superheroes. They also struggle a lot. And I just remember, because I was looking at it, the demo that Benjamin Björklund did.
Yeah.
A demo that it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I think he was in California, somewhere in California.
I think it says Peru, Lima, Peru, California.
Really?
Yeah, because it said like coffee lovers or coffee something.
Oh, well, there we go.
But it says Lima and California. So I don't know if they have to...
Oh, I don't know.
I have no idea. But I love that he was talking about, and I hope I'm not mistaken, what I'm gonna say, but I do remember that he talked about working in smaller formats because he thought that he sometimes overworked bigger formats, and I was like, really? Like, does he? Because I see them and I see them as being perfect. But it's also super cool to know that he, that is the one that's doing it, says, oh, I'm struggling with this. Like, I feel that these don't communicate the same as the other ones I do.
Yeah, this is giving me trouble.
Yeah. And I think that's super cool because, I mean, as Anam said, it's not like, because Anam said, it's not in a sadistic way, but I just feel heard. And I think that that's what happened. It's like you can feel that an amazing artist that you admire a lot is more similar to you that what you remember sometimes.
Like what you think, yeah.
Yeah.
You just think that they live in another planet.
Yeah, and they're
the
like
truth
beyond everything. And well,
no, they
that's
struggle.
not
Yeah.
the case for anyone, I think.
No. Art is difficult regardless of your ability, regardless of where you are. Doesn't matter. None of those things matter.
Iván dice, yo
Dice,
creo que fue muy acertado que escogiera ese como su sustrato para las pinturas. De verdad que es súper bueno y uno quisiera que los vendieran por blog o al por mayor. Iván dice, creo que el mejor acrílico colombiano es Produ Art. A mí me ha ido muy bien con tanto el de viscosidad media como el menos denso, que parece para manualidades, pero funciona muy bien para cubrir opaco.
Se le tiene.
También.
Se
sí.
le tiene. Gracias por el...
Produ Art.
Claro.
Y también dice Iván, I had a Rosetta tube of sienna. It have lumps. The color was not even and it dried horrible.
Sí.
So I mixed it with some cheap black and used to prime canvases.
Good. Yeah, perfect.
Jessica Tenbush.
Yeah.
That was talking about Amy Erickson's
Oh, please, yeah, give us
workshop.
an update. Yes.
Said, no, we have a few weeks left.
Oh, dude, awesome.
I love it. She's giving lots of great exercises and feedback. I'm really
Fantastic.
learning the medium.
Fantastic.
I've been trying to teach myself a little, but I needed the structure of a class with
Yes.
assignments to really get me going. Oh, that's awesome.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, nothing. It doesn't matter how good a YouTube video is. It doesn't matter how, how much information you can take from a book. Nothing beats a good teacher. Nothing. Like I've always said, half an hour with a great teacher, it can beat anything you've ever seen or heard or read. That's just the nature of passing knowledge and explaining and having the ability to be no sé. No, just clarity when explaining, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, nothing beats that. Nothing. And good teachers always have that ability. Sí, I me haré. I
Brain
vayrate.
fart.
No, me haré.
Pero
Muchas
por eso
cosas
te
al
dije,
tiempo.
¿qué quieres decir?
Muchas cosas al tiempo. No
Pero
no
me
estaba.
encantó.
No estaba.
sé.
Sí, no estaba.
Ibrahim Salah said, thank you. Do you know of Paul Ingridson and the Boston School of Painting? His YouTube channel is interesting. Mostly talk about drawing and painting.
Not particularly.
So let's Google.
Is he an older... Let me see. Danny search. Maybe if he's like this... Is he older? Maybe.
YouTube. Wait. Oh, wait. Because I have to check that I don't have the audio output.
Or you can just mute the YouTube video as soon as... Like, before it plays, you can just mute it.
But I don't see the YouTube. Oh, maybe this one. Yeah, he's an older painting. Oh, wait. Because there's an ad. 3, 2, 1.
Let me see if it's the person that I... Oh, yeah. Yes, I've seen it. Yeah, he's very knowledgeable. He's super, super knowledgeable. Yeah, I've seen some of his videos. It's great.
Cody Winnicky said, hey, everyone.
Hey,
just
Cody.
tuning in between classes. This
Awesome.
looks so cool.
It's I don't know where we're going, but all I know is that we had to do yesterday's painting to do this one today. So I'm kind of happy. That's when I go like, yeah, yesterday's painting was important.
Emilio Sorni dice, hola, acabo de llegar, se ve buenísima, Nicolás.
Muchas gracias, muy amable.
Margo, ¿qué?
No, que todavía falta, o sea, o no sé cuánto falte, pero, bueno, pues sí, obviamente falta algo, pero siempre pienso que hay suficiente tiempo como para dañar todo. Siempre
Ay,
optimista yo.
Nicolás. Sí, tú siempre estás...
Siempre
sí,
optimista.
vaso medio vacío siempre.
Sí.
Optimista no eres.
Pero es que con pintura
Optimista no es.
uno cuando va a pintar, cualquiera que sea la pintura que uno está haciendo, uno empieza el partido como 2-0 perdiendo. O sea, así es la pintura, siempre.
Dice
logré
Margo.
meter fútbol ahí.
Bien, no, y estuvo bien.
Creo que sí, me
Pensé
gustó
que
la
te
analogía.
ibas a ir como ahorita.
No, es que ahorita sí.
Sí. Y el aprendizaje que nos debe quedar es...
No, sí.
¿Qué
El
iba a
secreto.
decir? Sí,
sí.
el secreto de la vida es...
Sí.
Margo Delgado dice, ¿no les pasa con el acrílico que solo cuando llevas un buen rato añadiendo capas y capas es cuando notas que la pintura empieza a agarrar?
Creo que te entiendo porque a mí me pasa eso como en gouache. No me ha pasado mucho en los acrílicos que he
Pero
hecho.
agarrar es como a cuajar, como que empieza a tomar forma.
Supongo, sí, supongo que se refiere más como a eso. Pero a mí me pasa mucho con gouache. Como que...
Con la acuarela también siento que pasa mucho.
Sí, la acuarela y
Como
en
que es
especial si
súper
necesita de capas.
despacio. Sí, como que se construye súper despacio.
Pero a mí creo que entiendo muchísimo esa descripción, pero la manera como he estado trabajando el acrílico como es de menos a más, entonces me deja, o sea, he quedado satisfecho así sea con poquito porque estoy tratando también de explorar qué pasa si uno deja unas transparencias, trata como unas zonas como si fueran gouache o acuarela.
Ujú.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa con esta técnica si se presta para dejar ese tipo de cosas? Y obviamente, obvio se presta, o sea, no hay una manera de pintar ni al óleo, ni al acrílico, ni nada, o sea, eso no existe. Uno pinta como se le da la gana, uno pinta dependiendo de lo que uno quiere decir y ya. Entonces, creo que el esfuerzo que he estado haciendo en estos días es más como por intentar de ver, bueno, ¿qué es lo mínimo? O sea, ¿cómo se ve una pintura cuando hacemos lo mínimo que podemos hacer con este tipo de pinturas?
Ujú.
Comencemos desde ahí. No comencemos desde como de pronto el pretexto de que no pude hacer este acrílico porque es que necesito dejar que seque, porque necesito que sean 3 capas, porque estoy acostumbrado a hacer veladuras o a poner un color como en seco encima. Es como, no, o sea, el acrílico tiene que funcionar si uno quiere hacer una pintura de 2 horas. Tiene que, o sea, no hay razón por la que no funcione. Entonces quiero explorar como un poquitico más ese tipo de variables.
Jesse Scott said, just tuning in now. Is there a reference for this drawing or sketch?
No, my reference was the drawing, a little scribble. Well, scribble. Let's call it scribble. But a little drawing that I did before. Like after lunch, I thought about this. So that is turning into that. So let's see where that takes us. But no reference, just maybe painting Danny, but Danny in the sense that that's very much her hair. When I met her hair went down to like her butt. It was like super long. It was amazing.
Kind of uncomfortable, but it was cool.
Oh, having that long hair? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I wouldn't, if there's one thing that I wouldn't know about would be something like that. But she has like the pointy nose and just like the sharp features. I would say that that's very much Danny. And just her ability, if you see her do anything, she at least her mind is always thinking of like something else.
Oh, I do think that
She's
I'm
like,
multitasking
yeah,
always.
amazing. And I think that's why you're so good at like stuff in video games sometimes, that you need to be aware. Like, for example, when we were playing Overcooked, you were so good and I was so bad. So bad.
I love
have
that
like
you're
one
admitting it.
neuron, one neuron. So Danny goes like, just bring me the dishes. Wash the dirty dishes. Bring me the dishes.
And
I was like,
from
at the
the
beginning, I was
platform.
super good. I was like, wash the dishes, put them in the conveyor belt when they're clean. Wash the dishes, put them in the conveyor
And in
belt.
between, I had to wash some dishes more.
And Danny was doing 5 things.
It was super
On the other
slow.
side, Danny doing 5 things. And then suddenly, Danny's like, quick, I need you to chop up some tomatoes.
And you
And
start
my little brain
like
is like,
doing circles and
overload,
circles and
overload,
running.
overload,
Yeah.
overload.
Yeah.
You can. It's like steam coming out of my eyes. I can't do it. Danny's like amazing at doing those sort of things. So yeah. So this is very much. I'm reading. I'm understanding what I'm reading. I am ordering or I'm saying what I want. And I'm also clumsily, because, this is like a creature. I mean, this obviously is not Danny, but this is a creature that's just trying to eat something, I figured, and doesn't quite understand how to use silverware.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like dipping the silverware in the soup or
But
the
you know
ramen
what
or
I
something.
love? Because I was going to say that I think it's, for me, like a blessing and a curse. Because it helps me, as you say, for example, in the game. But
Yeah.
sometimes in life, I have to be like hyper focused in something.
Yeah.
And my brain is like remembering something that happened long time ago, or thinking about what I'm going to do for lunch or whatever. And when I realize I'm not painting, but I'm cooking. And I'm like, oh no, I have to go back. Like, I multitask a lot.
You have
And
this thing where, for example, this week is your week to work for the visual correspondence. And I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna tear down the cardboard boxes, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna help you, and I'm like, no, that's like, I'm gonna do this. You have like, I'm not saying you have to work. It's like, that's your moment to work.
Yeah.
And or I'll start like singing something dumb.
And
And
I
then
continue
you're like
the song,
somewhere
yeah.
and you're like da, 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 and you start like improvising something, and just your mind goes completely out
Yeah. That's why I was going to say that it's a blessing and a curse. Because sometimes I have to do lots of things and I manage to like do everything and I'm good with it. Like, I don't feel like I do them halfway. But other times I feel like my brain is all over the place, so I do things like halfway. And I think that's super cool in the character you did, because when you are multitasking, maybe one of the 10 things you're doing at the time is gonna be poorly made. And I love that the character is grabbing the fork
fork and
in
knife.
the other way,
Yeah.
because like he's doing that, but he's not paying attention. She
or it or they
or
yeah, it's a character.
there. Yeah, I don't know why I said he, but it could be a he also.
Yeah, sure.
But they are like doing it without paying attention. So then they realize like, no, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's super cool.
But I would love that this character, because, and that's why this is what I imagined. Like, that's why it looks like a ventriloquist sort of like that mouth would be like dop 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 dop. Like,
yeah,
it
and
would just go along
throwing
like,
cereal everywhere.
yeah, it would just go along like merrily, thinking that it's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And I'm completely convinced that it's doing a wonderful job, but it has no idea what it's doing. Like, no clue of what it's doing. So that's kind of what I imagined. But it must be like amazing, like their life, because they feel like they're doing everything well. So I don't know.
Jatuki001 said, I used to think multitasking people didn't exist. I was wrong. Sorry about this, Danny. Multitasking people are real, but apparently left and right brain-ism do not exist. The hands are almost like my hands. LOL. Is there somewhere that says that people can't multitask?
I
Or
don't
like,
really know.
is there like any study? Because I would love to know about that.
Is there? I'm very curious because I really, this is ignorance on my part, and maybe you know, Danny, but I don't.
What?
Is the hemisphere brain thing real, or is that like?
No, it is.
Yeah, like like your right side of the brain and your left side of the brain are in charge of completely different things.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think it is.
Well, do we know it is, or
I
maybe
think-
maybe if somebody knows more about this, they can tell us.
Or is it? I don't know.
Like that very famous book that says drawing with the right side of the brain. I forget what side of the brain it is, but I know it's a very famous book, and a lot of people like swear by it. A lot of people go like, "Oh no, it's amazing. It's so," and I often wonder if is that real? Is that like actually something scientific?
Let's see.
Like, are there neurosurgeons that say, "No, yeah, this is your brain. This is what your brain looks like when it's doing this." And
Well-
this is this hemisphere of the brain lighting up when you're doing this other thing.
So it says, there's not such a thing as right-brained or left-brained. The terms left-brained and right-brained have come to refer to personality types in popular culture,
Oh, okay.
with an assumption of people that use the right side of their brain more and more creative, thoughtful, and subjective, while the other ones that tap to the left side are more logical, detail-orientated, and analytical.
Oh, okay. So
There's no evidence for this, pero abajo, but down,
yeah.
it says,
Barabajo.
Barabajo, it says, it's absolutely true that some brain functions occur in one or the other side of the brain, Anderson says, who is a PhD. Language tends to be on the left, attention more on the right, but people don't tend to have a stronger left or right-sided brain network. Because I was going to say that maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know why I feel like I remember
Mm-hmm.
seeing something in Discovery Channel or something like that
Mm-hmm.
that was about like a surgery they did on someone's head
Yeah.
that affected one side, so
Yeah.
the personality changed a lot, and they were explaining why it did. Because they were like, because the side that was damaged was the side that controls this part of the
Oh, right.
personality.
Yeah. That I am entirely aware. Like
Mhm.
that can totally happen.
Yeah.
You know, there's
'Cause
certain areas of your brain that light up, depending on what the stimulus is. So that I get, but I didn't know if like, in terms of a creative endeavor, you could like that was a very real thing.
Mhm.
Like I said, like that book that must be like a best-selling art book.
Mhm.
If that was actually something that was researched and you could say like for fact, like
Mhm.
yeah, this is what you are exercising when you do these sort of drawings, as
Mhm.
opposed to doing this, which would exercise this other side of your brain. I don't know.
Yeah, and I even looked because I remember I saw another show about that, about something like that in Discovery. That was about, I found the name.
Yeah.
It was someone called Phineas Gage.
Okay.
I think I've told you about this. He was a railroad constructor, and he had an accident with an iron like stick that I don't know what happened, but it like propelled
Maybe one of those bolts
and
that they
it
use
crossed
to like.
the skull.
Woo.
Like you could see it here. Don't worry, it's not an image.
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
like an
What?
illustration of what happened. Yeah.
Holy crap.
And
Oh Jesus! It went one side and through the other. Like
from the
oh
mouth
Jesus Christ!
out of the head.
I mean, it's a drawing. Yeah, we're not looking at anything
No, no,
that's
no.
graphic.
No.
Because this is like, what is it? Like 19th century, early 20th century, maybe.
I don't know when that happened.
I think it
But
all those
he-
stories.
he
I mean, it's a
was-
railroad worker,
he
so
was
it's
from-
probably
He was born in 1823.
there. We go. So yeah,
Yeah.
19th century.
Yeah, but I remember it was super interesting because after that happened,
Mm-hmm.
he had a surgery, and they studied what happened to him because the personality change was like so crazy.
I mean,
He was so different from what he was before. And they start doing studies of like the reason why that happened, because maybe I don't know, but I'm guessing in that time they had not much clarity about like the parts of the brain that can determine your personality. So it was
Yeah.
like a
and it's
case
like brain
study.
surgery in the 19th century, so
Yeah,
who
and
knows what that looked like.
it was like a case study that helped them a lot.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Julia Tovar dice,
Pilas, Julia, con lo que dice. Pilas.
dice,
Está en time out.
hola, acabo de llegar y esto se ve genial. Es como Dani cocinando y leyendo la receta.
No sé, o sea, sí, no, yo creo. Es como todas esas cosas al tiempo, pero no.
A ver. A ver. So, talking about the right side and the left side of the brain.
Yeah.
Yatuki001 said, yeah, there's used to be skepticism towards multitasking. I was a multitasking skeptic. Now I'm not. Asif said, I think they debunked that. Yutaki said, there is talk in medical community that right and left brains are a myth. Asif said, yeah, it's drawing with the right side. Have said, yes, it's real. Look up lateralization of brain functions. Asif said, but they debunked that theory. Yatuki said, it's as if she is possessed by one female entity and one entity living in the real world, like one flesh and blood entity and one female spirit entity.
The drawing?
I don't know.
Or the multitasking?
I have no idea. They're
Oh,
saying
me neither. The drawing is I don't know. The paint, I'm sorry. The design, I'm not entirely sure. So
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
They're saying the male entity has possessed her and seemed to be trying to prevent from focusing on what she's eating. This is a particularly well done painting. Uniquely, the painting has captured at least two national souls beautifully.
Oh, I mean, I have to be honest.
Oh.
I didn't think about gender.
No, me neither.
No.
I don't think it's like possessed by...
Yeah, I think she is, under control, whatever idea of control that she has. I think she has that control. I don't have clarity as to say like, this character is doing what she's doing efficiently. I don't, it doesn't matter. I think that she's doing it convincingly, which I think would be great. The fact that she seems like she's completely under control is what I find like super appealing.
Llegó
El
lo del pelo.
So maybe tomorrow we are gingerized.
Well, it's not gonna be like a super noticeable thing because it's not a permanent color, but
Okay.
we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'm like super Hellboy red.
Danny Sheeran.
Yeah. I hope it's more ginger and not like super red.
Who cares? Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it.
Let's
I
go.
mean, I bought 2 tubes,
Oh my God.
so I'm
So double
super
down.
into it. Yeah.
Okay, so if we're wrong, we're gonna be very wrong. Perfect.
Iván dice, el cerebro funciona como un circuito de correspondencias laterales y tanto en serie como en paralelo. Se supone que una acción se concentra en un hemisferio y se refleja en el otro según campos. Memoria, razonamiento y en general sinapsis van de la mano. El multitasking se ha probado con la música, la ejecución de pianistas, bateristas y cómo se separan tareas.
Pero, ¿sabes qué no entiendo?
¿Qué?
Porque hay alguna duda. O sea,
¿De multitasking? No sé.
sí, no sé.
Sí. No,
O sea, a
yo.
mí se me hace una cosa que yo creo, o sea, yo tuve mamá, mi mamá creo que hacía multitasking todo el tiempo.
Pues sí, yo me tengo a mí, que,
Sí,
o sea, yo siempre he sido así.
sí, no sé, se me hace muy curioso eso, no sé, a mí se me hace que es como, no sé, de pronto la gente ya lo está mirando como desde un punto de vista como de lo que está pasando en el cerebro, a ver si el cerebro puede hacer efectivamente dos
Ah, no, estoy segura
funciones.
que además, si es más de dos funciones, normalmente una de esas funciones, pues no se va a hacer al 100%, como si uno tuviera toda la atención ahí, pero de que se pueden hacer varias cosas, yo sí creo. O
Yo
sea,
también.
incluso creo que con decir estoy escuchando un podcast y estoy poniéndole atención y a la vez estoy pintando o estoy
Sí.
dibujando o lo que sea, si
Eso ya
tú,
no es, eso
yo,
ya no cabe,
yo,
eso ya no
exacto, yo
entraría
diría que eso
dentro.
es multitasking y si tú me preguntas de qué se trató el podcast, 100% te puedo decir. A veces me pasa que digo, ay, ¿qué? No estaba poniendo atención y lo devuelvo,
Sí.
porque es como que mi cerebro se concentra mucho en eso, incluso si es solamente dos tareas, pero la mayoría de las veces tú me dices de qué se trató y yo te puedo decir de qué se trató, y
Mm,
pues el dibujo no es como que pasó, sino que pues lo estoy haciendo. Incluso ahorita tú estás multitasking,
Pues sí, estoy hablando, estamos teniendo una
hablando,
conversación
pensando,
mientras estoy
escuchando y
pintando,
pintando,
sí.
sí.
Y cuando canto, que me paren, por favor.
Pues, pero cuando cantas todo se apaga en el cerebro tuyo. Javi Have said the frontal cortex of the brain is responsible for creativity. Yatuki said, I think in the 19th century, the elite knew about as much on the subject of brain surgery as we do now. And I also think they had scanners. Scanners are not as modern as people think. Carlos Taylor said, I worked with a neurosurgeon, and
Mm.
I can tell you that language is definitely in a specific part in the brain. I was talking in both English and Spanish during the procedure to see if we were affecting his ability to speak either language. Oh, yeah, and Carlos, now that you say this,
Like the people that play the violin.
no, again, another thing I saw in Discovery, maybe, because I loved all the things that were like memory related or like brain related.
Yeah.
And I remember one that they were doing a brain surgery, but
Yeah.
the patient was awake, which I was
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think it was super crazy. And I remember they were doing something, and he said that he couldn't see.
Wow.
Like they were pressing
Oh, could you
something
imagine?
and he couldn't see.
What about here? What about here?
Yeah, that's what
What
they were
about
doing
here?
because it was
Oh,
like
God.
so
That's
weird.
so scary.
And I was mind blown because I saw that I was, I don't know, maybe 16. And I didn't realize like that was a thing, like what you said. I mean, now I know that different parts of the brain are in charge of different things. But it was so weird to see that, I mean, if you press something, then you can't see or you can't understand another language or something like that. It's like, for me, it's like magic. Uh, Matt. Oh, wait. So let me finish about memory and then I go back to a Matt question. Marcelo Peralta said this happened to the comedian Sam Kinison. He had major head trauma as a teenager that affected his personality, and he became a fearless, sharp comedian.
Really? I didn't know about it. I didn't know that about him. He was funny.
Eh,
He was funny.
Julia dice, jajaja, tengo una confesión que puede ser muy baneable. No, pero Julia.
No, ya.
A
Antes
papaya,
preemptive ban, por favor.
Papay Partid.
A ver, Julia, gánese
dice-
por lo menos la baneada.
En todos los lives oía Zorn Palette y nunca sabía qué era. Y hoy por fin busqué y descubrí a Zorn por primera vez y estoy como... Y una carita de asombro.
O sea, y usted fue estudiante mía, Julia.
Oye, y Julia se graduó sin conocer a Zorn, Nicolás.
¿Cómo? Y Julia pinta, o sea, yo no sé si Julia todavía pinta al óleo, pero Julia es una mega pintora. Y
Y pintaba con la paleta de Zorn.
Estoy seguro que hicimos algún ejercicio con esos 4 colores que le debió pasar por encima, o sea, los debió usar y decir, ay, sí, divino esto, pero no, muy mal, Julia.
Y yo quiero saber si Julia, cuando buscó hoy por primera vez,
¿Cómo lo escribió?
¿cómo lo escribió? Eso quería saber. S-O-U-R-M, Zorn.
Si es como dijo Iván, que alguien se refirió a esa paleta como la de Anderson.
Ah, sí. Sí. A ver, miremos. Liet said, hello, by the way, there's something interesting. There's some interesting shows about people that had the part of the brain that connects the two halves severed and then severed, I'm sorry,
No,
or
it's okay.
severed. And then they act independently. Super interesting how it affects people. Yeah, I have to say that the like documentaries or TV shows about how brain works
Oh, it's
are
ridiculous.
amazing. I can't multitask, for example, when I see something like that, because I'm so invested
Yeah,
that I stop everything I'm doing.
yeah. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Would you rather learn about the expanding universe, or would you learn about the quantum universe? So, would you want to learn about the bigger extension of the universe, like, you know, going to space and being able to travel light years into, you know, as far as the known universe is?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you rather just look at the quantum universe, like the smallest particles
Quantum.
that we know?
I
Me
would
too,
say
you know
yeah?
that? Because I think
Because I think there's a lot of people that would say outside,
Yeah.
but I would love to learn the inside.
Oh, I do.
Because I think it's so mind-blowing. Like, as I said, I mean, the moment I realized that by touching a part of the brain, you could cancel something.
Yeah, we're connected.
It's
It's like
like-
this. That's our. It's almost like our CPU. It's like
Yeah,
that is
but I was
in
mind
charge
blown.
of
I was like,
everything.
I mean, we do have brains, but we have no idea how they work.
No idea.
Like
or where like consciousness is, for example.
yeah, no,
There's
and-
no idea.
everything. I mean, we have no idea about our bodies, about our
Nothing.
brain,
No.
about the nature. Nothing. We know nothing. So I would love that.
Yeah, me too. Do you know? I've always and I think I've said this before, but like that experience that you're describing and how, you know, you felt it was like super life altering. For me, it was also one of those shows
Mm-hmm.
that they were trying to see how like the smallest particle that they could see in the brain. I don't know what
Okay.
the smallest particles that we know right
Are.
now. What are they called?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're quarks or I have no idea what they are. But they were speaking specifically about the brain, and they were saying how they were finally able to look into one of the smallest particles in the brain. And what they saw, they described it as, you know, when you're in an airplane and you're looking at the ocean from above,
Okay.
they said that that's what it looked like. That there was an ocean underneath,
Because I do think.
but that there was so much activity underneath, but it's like you're looking at it from above.
But I love
And
it
I was like,
because I think that
my brain just
That-
went,
is possible. Like, I think that, like, Horton, the movie,
yeah.
I do think that happens. I mean, that could happen. That it can be. And we've talked about this.
Yeah,
like,
that's
we
my
being
idea of the
part-
universe.
Well, not yours. It's like,
Well, that's
there's
the one
a
I
lot
choose
of people.
Yeah, that's the one I choose to believe. That's
Yeah.
the theory that I choose to
Because
believe.
when I met you, I already had that idea
oh, no,
in
I'm
mind,
not saying
so
that that's like,
it's not your
oh,
idea.
yeah, that's not,
That's my
you know,
idea.
when
Yeah.
I went to Vienna and we had that convention of like
and they
quantum
titled,
physicists.
yeah.
Yeah, that is
The
that
Nicholas
is the
theory.
urine theory. Because they misspelled my name. Nicholas Urine.
Yeah, but no. But I think that is very possible.
Yeah.
Like, I do think that that can happen. And that would be amazing. Like, we're all here having this conversation in our painted lives. And maybe we are all part of a cell that is part of another being.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think that our job is just to survive. I think like the essence of life is just to fight for life. Like you have to, with every resource you have, to try and stay alive. So, for example, it's not the same. The nature of the orbiting is not the same, but I think our cells, like the way electrons just orbit the nucleus, it's the same
Solar
thing as like a solar system.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that our job would be to have a healthy solar system until the solar system dies. It would be exactly the same until as saying, "Oh, this cell died." It's just that in universal terms, our sun dying, for example, which means that our solar system would die, means that the cell died, but it happens in hundreds of millions of years or billions of years. But in cell terms, when you go smaller and smaller and smaller, when you go like quantum, it just happens faster and faster and faster times. And if you expand, it just happens like infinitely slower and so much slower that we just don't have like the rational capability of understanding how slow that is. But imagine us just being like a cell, like we are an electron in somebody in this universe that is essentially like what keeps alive this bigger life form. I think that that's a super cool theory to believe in.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. Like a lot of nature just repeats itself, or it like extrapolates itself. So why wouldn't it extrapolate to the nth degree?
Yeah, and to the nth scale.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. I like that theory. I choose to believe that one. That one, I'd like to believe that, and like pan consciousness, that everything is there's consciousness everywhere. Instead of thinking like consciousness happens in the human being at a certain point that we have no idea when it happens, because nobody knows,
or
obviously. Or like at what degree of this complex, of this what is first like this single-celled organism turning into this complex organism, we have no idea. Nobody does. But I actually choose to believe that cells know that they're cells. Like trees know that they're trees. And it's just that, again, our brain doesn't let us understand their understanding of consciousness. We think that consciousness, we only think in human terms. Only. Like, life is only life if it resembles our life. Intelligence is only intelligence if it resembles our intelligence. But the truth is, like, maybe a tree is fine knowing it's a tree. It's like, yeah, I'm a tree. I'm not going to try to jump. I'm not going to try to, build processors, microprocessors. No, I'm a tree. That's my job, to be a tree. And it's like, if they see a dumb human being just, cutting down the tree, it's going to be like, oh, this idiot cut me down. Okay. What can I do? I'm a tree.
I'm changing the topic a little bit, but
okay,
you're going to laugh because
let's hard pivot.
My pant.
Okay.
I had it rolled.
Okay. This is
and I unrolled it and wood shavings appeared. Look.
Oh, it's a week old.
Look.
Week old wood shavings.
Yeah.
Great. That's
great. You can't see them.
No. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Liat said, if we're part of a cell of a larger being, I'm sure I'm malfunctioning.
I mean,
Ivan said, me too.
There are cells that are just off. Like, for example, in diseases, I'm not saying you're a disease, Liat, so let's have some clarity there. But in diseases, sometimes cells get like confused. And that's it. And maybe, bad human beings, I'm not saying Liat or Ivan are bad human beings, But maybe that's what that is. It's just cells that are just like, oh, there's something off with that cell. That's all it is.
Cody Winnicky said, loosely on topic, but it reminds me of the Rick and Morty where Rick creates a world with a civilization just to run his ship's battery.
Yeah. And then that world learns how to do that, and they create like a smaller world to run their battery.
Carlos Taylor said, I had a case where the kid had to have a hemispherectomy.
Yeah.
Half of the brain had to go.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that the brain compensated and moved the information over to the undamaged part.
But that
I worked
with
him for 6 weeks, and he walked out on his own power. So you're
Amazing.
right. We know so little about the brain.
Yeah, but you probably know this because I've watched shows on that too. I mean, again, this is like me speaking like as if I knew anything like of what I was talking about. But from what I've watched from what I learned from those shows, is that the chances of a brain being able to do that are very, very slim when you get older, but they're very good when you're a child, when you're a kid, because the brain hasn't specialized yet. So if it happens to a kid, they could literally take half of, like what you're describing, half of the hemisphere out, and then the other half is going to be like, okay, since we haven't specialized yet, we're going to pick up the slack, and we're going to, learn how to do these things that we weren't meant to learn. It's amazing. It's like a miracle that those things are just ridiculous.
And I'm curious, what did you do? Because Carlos knows a lot more than we've done. We know.
Oh, yeah.
Because Carlos said that they worked with a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
So I want to know what they did with a neurosurgeon, like.
Yeah, because our experience is just watching.
No, and because I think that's amazing. Like.
Yes.
I think you could learn so much and still know like
nothing,
less than 1% of what the brain really is or how it really functions. I think that's amazing. A Matt said, what do you advise someone who's starting oil paint compared to acrylics?
I would say the same thing. Like, fundamentals of painting are exactly the same regardless of what you're working with. So don't worry, in that sense. That's why I am capable. I'm not good, but I'm capable of painting with acrylics regardless of if I've ever done it before or not. So the only reason I'm able to do it, again, not meaning I'm not great at it, but I'm able to just clumsily, put a painting together, is because all I'm doing is just reinforcing the fundamentals of painting. Just fundamentals of painting. Watch your values, know how to contrast areas of the painting. There could be contrast by value, by saturation, by hue, by temperature. So just very, very, very fundamentals ideas of painting. Is that going to make me immediately a very capable acrylic painter? Of course not. But that's going to give me a chance to learn how to paint with acrylics as I paint with acrylics. So don't think of, oh my God, I need to paint in oils. How do I paint? How do I learn how to paint in oils? Sure, there are very specific things about painting in oils, but none of that matters. None of that is bigger than fundamentals. So a technique, it'll take a little bit of time, but you'll learn it. You will learn it. Anyone can learn how to paint in oils. Anyone. It doesn't matter your ability. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you've done, your experience. Anyone. I could teach anyone how to paint in oils. Anyone. And it's not I'm not saying I'm such a great teacher that I could teach anyone. No. Any capable teacher should be able to teach anyone how to paint in oils. That's not tough. Toughest part is to understand what painting requires you to, like how painting requires you to think so that you can apply that in paint. So just concentrate on simple fundamentals.
Emilio Sorni dice, yo cuando vi la pintura, el diseño me recuerda a la película de Dumbo, a su amigo el cuervo que lo ayuda a volar, jaja.
Ah, esos cuervos son muy chistosos en esa peli.
Ivan said,
Ivan the Terrible?
when Nicholas sings, lots of brains here and around the world tend to shut down. Except for Chiselita, because that was very cute. Yeah, it was very
Yeah,
cute.
and it's a once in a lifetime. So,
Not for me.
well, you
Because it
have
was for me, so I have it.
Yeah,
My
but-
ringtone.
yeah, but it only lived in that one video.
Yeah. And in my heart.
Yeah,
And in my phone.
until it gets stolen.
No. I have it in my mail now.
Oh God.
You thought I was gonna be... Like I would risk losing that?
I know you use
That
the cloud.
gem?
You use
No,
the cloud.
I don't
never.
use the cloud.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't.
You don't save anything to the cloud.
No,
'Cause
I don't
I
know
don't.
how.
Well, sometimes it's just automatically
No,
on.
because I always turn that
Oh,
off.
okay.
Like
good. Yeah. Good.
in WhatsApp, for example,
Yeah.
like every now and then, there's a notification that says like, the copy, like the security copy,
Oh, I never have it on.
like every week, daily, monthly, or every
Never.
year, or never. I always say never.
Always, never.
And they're
yes.
like, you're gonna lose everything, every information, and I'm like, accept.
I'm good. Yeah.
Don't care. Let's see.
Unless it's one of my notes that I wasn't able to decipher.
That's why I say that the brain works. We would never understand the brain. Not even your own brain, because you did that note.
I have no idea.
So I shared a picture in my stories. Today we were talking about the notes in the phone. And Nicolas was like, I use them for random things and I never check them.
Yes.
Because you had like a name. And I told you, oh, maybe the name is from blah. And you
Yeah.
were like, oh, yeah, that is, thank you. And I told you, no, I really use them. Like when I go to the market, to the
Yeah.
supermarket,
Yeah.
I do a list. And I
Yeah.
check the list.
I've never done lists in my life. So.
I have lists of things that I'm interested in, but I really use the notes.
Yeah, you know how to use them. Like
And
they're
you were
part
like-
of.
What?
No, I'm saying like they're part of your life. You
Yeah.
know.
And you're like, oh, let's see what I have in my notes. And it says, I'm gonna read it in Spanish, the first one, and then I say the translation.
Yeah.
So it says, Pedro pica piedra. So
Fred Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone,
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln,
Abe Lincoln. Yeah.
Bumblebee,
Yeah.
Ferb. What were you doing? I
don't
have
know.
no
I don't
idea.
know. I have no idea.
And we were laughing so hard, but this is the moment you haven't recalled
no.
what you were doing, because
Literally
like
have
I'm thinking,
no idea.
what do they have in common?
Nothing.
Like Flintstones,
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln, Bumblebee, Ferb. You were doing like a list. For what? I
know.
have no idea.
I don't know. I honestly, I have no clue why those four things would ever be in a list together.
Amazing. I mean, I thought that was amazing. But yeah, I mean, the brain works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. She moves
Yours,
in mysterious ways.
especially.
Oh, mine is undecipherable.
Mm,
If somebody can help me, like, if somebody can tell me, oh, that sounds like you were thinking of blah, and
oh, that would be amazing, because we've been, like, I've been thinking about it nonstop. When I was having a shower,
yeah,
like, I repeated the names and I was like, what?
maybe that's my activation code, like Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but it was super funny. Maybe someone here knows.
Or, you know, just give us ideas. Fred Flintstone, Abe Lincoln, Bumblebee, Ferb.
Ferb. Terrible,
Because
Nicolas.
you know what? Because maybe
They
if
have
it was
nothing in
if
common.
it was Fred Flintstone, Bumblebee, you go like, okay, cartoons I grew up with.
And Ferb.
Ferb, I didn't grow up with. Like I watched
but that's
Phineas
fine.
and Ferb
But,
with like Samu. But
Abraham Lincoln?
at least you go like, those are three cartoons.
Cartoons. Yeah, you're talking about
You're fine.
cartoons.
Abe Lincoln?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, what happened
What?
there?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah, because that's the one that puts me like off, super off.
Yeah, that throws me off too. That's the one that I'm like, oh, okay, I'm nuts.
As
Like
if,
this is
yeah, Asif said celebrity portrait ideas.
no.
And Arturo said Bumbleferb would be a masterpiece. And Abraham Flintstone. Paston said dog names.
No, not even close.
No. Cody Winnicky said excellent conversation, excellent painting, excellent people. See you all next week or on Discord. Have a great weekend. Oh, thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody. Have a good class.
Great, yeah, you too. And we'll see you next week. Asif said, give each one of them a week.
I wouldn't know how to do a whole week on like Fred Flintstone.
Wait. Julia Tovar said
Yes.
in English.
Oh, Julia then.
Julia
Julia
Marina Tover said, if you could pick a part of the body to be a cell in, which one would you choose?
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, neurons are not quite cells, right? No. I think they're different than cells.
I would say the one that I mispronounce always.
Which one?
Tongue.
Oh, the tongue. The tongue. Yeah.
But I said it okay. I mean, it wasn't with the
But
TH.
is that your serious answer? Just to like feel what things kind of taste like? And
I think that the taste is something that I can't understand.
yeah, it's amazing.
So I think that would be super interesting.
I would say neuron just to...
No, but we said brain, no. No brain.
Oh, the Julia said no brain?
No, I said.
Oh,
you were
what?
saying that it was different. The cells in the brain.
Oh, yeah, they're not quite cells. I think neurons are not quite cells.
Yeah, well, because you said neurons are not cells. So I said the tongue.
Okay. Okay, let me see.
So no brain, because I think that would be the more
okay,
interesting.
Okay.
So please.
What else? My eyes, maybe?
Mm.
Something in my eyes. That would be super interesting. How light kind of enters and breaks down, and how your cones and rods work.
It would be interesting.
That'd be amazing
to know how my eyes work.
Yeah.
And to see how other eyes work. Because of how the light enters.
Yeah.
Because I have something kind of different with that. I mean, it sounds like if it was super different, but no. I mean.
But you would have to have something to compare it with.
Yeah, that's why I said to be able to be part of my eye, but then to be able to be part of another eye to say like, wow.
Okay, yeah.
Like, there's a huge difference. Or,
yeah.
No, I mean, it's not that noticeable.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
I would love to be able, like, give me half an hour to be able to see how other animals and insects see.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, I would die. Like, I would trade anything for that.
If they tell you, you have to die after you do it.
Okay.
But you can be...
I love you. Tell someone, Fer, that I love them. And, tell them that
you can see as
they
any...
can't sell the figures, please.
As any human or animal.
Oh, I think I would pick insects. I know birds.
No. Like all of them. Like you have 1 month.
Yeah.
To see in the eyes of.
So pretty much what I was saying,
species.
But I'm gonna die.
Yeah, but you're gonna die if you said yes.
Oh. God.
So it's gonna say. I mean, if you say yes.
Yeah. I'd probably say yes to that in my 80s.
No. It's now or never.
Oh,
because then it's easier.
Now?
I mean, if it's like, no, if I'm in my deathbed, well, of course, everyone would say yes. But
I wonder if like part of the enjoyment of knowing the secrets of the universe is the ability to then share them. Because if you know them and then you die, it's like, I mean, you're probably going to die with a smile, right? But you're dead. Like, unless unless you know that there's something after you die. And that way you would be like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm down with that. And then maybe you know that eventually, you and me and someone Fer, we're all going to meet in some shape or form.
Well, but you don't know that when you say yes.
I know,
like you're risking
that would be the risk. That would
Yeah.
be a really big risk.
Or maybe you're like, okay, yes. And you see, and it's like, whatever. Like every
Could you
eye
imagine,
has just like
super boring.
yeah, like super slight variations that you're like, no.
Yeah, like super
Like
boring.
there's
Like,
not,
oh my God, I wish this ant would
Yeah.
see the world the way I see it.
yeah,
Because this is like, who wants this life?
yeah.
Could you imagine that?
But so your answer is what? You would do it or you
Um,
wouldn't do it?
No, if it's right now, I don't know if I would sacrifice like right now. I would like to live a little bit more of my life with you and with someone fit. So
Yeah,
I don't
would
know if
say
anything
no.
right now. There's nothing that would be worth more than that.
So-
That's my real answer.
If they're telling you, you could see in the eyes, and you and everyone, because I want to know what people answer to. But if you can, for a month, look like the same thing, look in the eyes of every animal or being that you want,
Mm-hmm.
and then come back to your life.
Oh, wouldn't that
Or-
be weird?
No, wait. So that's option A.
Okay.
Option B, they're gonna give you $100 million.
$100 million? Oof.
So you have to choose between 100 million or the experience of being able to see in the eyes of every animal you want or
Oh,
species
Jesus.
or whatever for a month.
Can I answer this in like another way? But you'll see that I think.
But
it's an
at the end, you
answer.
have to say yes
yeah,
or
okay,
no.
Okay. And
Like
but I'll answer
A or B. Okay.
because I'm sure that everyone in here, everyone has kind of dreamt or at some point have considered like if a genie appeared to me, like what would I wish for? And it's almost like thinking, okay, I could probably wish for world peace or for the world to be in balance, and everything would be okay. Like everything. Maybe the world, not maybe, the world would transform dramatically. Like, there can't be billionaires in the world if you want balance. But if that's your option, or if you want to be like the richest person on earth. So it's almost like the Matrix and the steak thing, that it doesn't matter that it's fake, but you want the steak. Spoilers, but it's a 20-year-old movie. But so I always wonder, like, if you had the chance to make things better, would you would you blindly just say yes? Or would you struggle with the fact that you could be like, I could be a, trillionaire right now, and I could just have, in this messed up world, I could have anything that I want? Because I do think it's kind of like that. What you're saying is like, do you want to maybe uncover like one of these mysteries of nature, and which would maybe be like the stepping stone for like amazing changes?
Maybe B.
It could maybe
It sounds like a singer.
it could maybe become like the stepping stone for like incredible changes.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you just want to be very rich? Well,
But
100 million is
being-
not very rich, but
No, but being rich can also help
sure.
a lot of things in the world.
Yeah, 100. I mean, if 100 million could change the world, governments all over this planet could change,
Or 1 billion.
in a blink of an eye.
1 billion.
Well, the debt, education debt in the,
No,
in
I
the
know
U.S.
that. I know
alone is
that,
1
but-
trillion, is over 1 trillion. It's like 1.3 trillion. So, again, it's not a lot. Like, canceling student debt, that changes the world, I feel. That changes, and I'm not saying in the U.S., but that would change
But
a lot.
okay, your answer is? Because I
No,
think
no,
it's
I don't think.
interesting what you're saying.
No, I don't think, I think 100 million, sure, it could make either our lives very happy, or our lives and our family's life, or our lives and our kids' lives happy. But it doesn't mean that, like, that's going to fix anything or change anything really.
So
No, I would say insect
Yeah.
vision,
because that would be me too.
insect vision. Yeah.
I would love that. Because I think it's an experience that has no price tag.
Yeah.
Like, even if I had the $100 million, I wouldn't be able to experience that.
Yeah. Do you think that's how billionaires justify going to space?
Well, they're actually buying it. Like, they know there is a price for that.
Yeah, but
I'm
they
talking
say-
about something that is really priceless.
Yeah, but yeah, for them maybe it is too.
Julia dice, ¿puedo como grabar lo que ven los ojos de otros seres y luego compartirlo y volverme súper famosa?
No.
No, Julia, porque son
Todo por
los
la fama, ¿no,
ojos.
Julia? Blocked.
Sí, Julia dice, ¿cómo puedo ganarme los 100
Sí.
millones de
Yo
dólares?
quiero ambas cosas.
Sí, sí, sí. No, pues Julia, no, porque uno con los ojos no puede grabar. América Viridiana Alvarado Sánchez dice, Option A, porque siento que abriría a una nueva forma de ver la experiencia humana.
Sí.
Alejandro Morales dice, no, Julia, sin cámara. Y Julia dice, jajaja, bueno,
No,
elijo.
Julia.
Bueno, elijo los ojos de insecto.
I'd love to have somebody pick the 100 million.
That-
It'd be
and-
like, no, right
and-
now I'm in like enormous debt.
No,
Or
and that
I
would
can
be
help I want to help my community, my family, or something.
no, and that would be fine too. I
All
mean,
of
if
it,
they're
it-
like, well, I'm not really interested in seeing how
Yeah.
other animals see, that's super valid too.
Yeah, I mean it's a bee. How great could it be? How great could it be? They die in like 10 days.
Leah said, if you get cataract surgery, ¿cómo se dice cataratas?
Cataract? Yeah, you were good.
Cataract. Ooh. Cataract surgery.
Okay, don't push it.
Some people can see ultraviolet, but it's
Stop it, really?
bad for the eyes, so they need protective glasses, as far as I understand.
What?
Is that why they have like the dark glasses?
No.
Like-
Is that true?
I don't
And,
know.
Like physiologically, are our eyes capable of seeing ultraviolet? What? No.
Let's see.
No,
Let's
I don't think
Google.
that's true. That can't be true.
Even with the lens removed, a condition known as aphakia, the patient can still see as the lens is on, responsible for about 30% of the eye's focusing power. However, aphakic
What are you
patients.
reading?
Wait,
What- I'm curious. What
the
are you
question
reading?
is, can you see ultraviolet
Okay.
light after cataract surgery?
Okay.
And I was getting there. However, aphakic patients report that the process has an unusual side effect. They can see ultraviolet light.
What? How do you determine that?
But I want more info.
So wait. So do we have in our eyes, is there like is the ability to see ultraviolet light there? What?
Wait. Because I
here
saw a
waiting.
question that says, why do I see purple after cataract surgery? And it says, anterior chamber cells and flare can be expected after cataract surgery. Moreover, they may notice a purple hue to their vision for about 24 to 36 hours, which comes as a side effect of the after image from the microscope light during the surgery.
Okay, but that's I mean, from what I can understand from that, that's kind of I get it.
But
that's not
is
the
it
ability
purple
to see
or
ultraviolet.
ultraviolet? Yeah.
I mean, to see outside the visible light spectrum, that is kind of nuts. That's we're not wired
'Cause,
to
yeah.
do that.
Because, what?
Maybe
Wait.
Liat knows. Maybe has Liat answered anything? Maybe he knows a little bit
Let's
more
see.
about that than us. Than our 30-second Google result.
Asif said, I'm not sure of the whole ultraviolet thing, but the IRE people who are tetrachromats for color perception cones in the eyes.
What is going on? These are many things that I have no idea about.
Let's see. Because I'm in the University of Georgia College of Public Health, and they have an article that's called UGA study finds people.
UGO? Yu-Gi-Oh?
UGA
Oh, sorry.
study finds people can see UV light, opens questions about consequences for eye health.
What the hell?
They also found that the ability to detect UV light dropped off dramatically among middle-aged participants. So it says, in a study recently published,
Yeah.
it's shown that 100% of the participants, all young adults, were able to detect an isolated UV peak at 315 nm.
Nanometers?
Yeah.
What the hell?
They also said from health perspective, there's a risk to the retina.
Retina? Yeah.
Retina. If you can see the light, it's getting back to your retina.
Yeah.
And in a
burning it.
way, that could potentially be damaging.
Right.
So interesting. Super interesting.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but that's like a stone's throw away from like gamma rays really turning me into the Hulk. So
Wait.
one
'Cause
can dream.
when I said there, ARE, as if said there are, Danny. Like it was R, but in all caps. So I thought it was like,
Okay.
yeah. So I was like, there, ARE people.
Oh, okay. Multitasking, Danny.
Yeah. And failing in everything. Emilio. ¿De qué hablan? América Viridiana Alvarado Sánchez dice, Emilio, upsi, jaja, también de limón con chilito.
Ah, bueno.
No sé.
No, deja. Hay conversaciones que pasan.
Ya ahorita busco. Christian Georgiev
Okay.
said
Say it's Christian, maybe.
HRISTIYAN.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a really nice way of spelling Christian.
Pero no tiene C al principio.
Christian.
Christian
Yeah.
Georgiev
Yeah.
said Monet actually had a cataract surgery and was supposedly able to see ultraviolet light. He began using lots of blues and violets in his later work. Liad said, I think it might be the lens that stops the ultraviolet light from entering the eye. You can also perceive polarized light with your eyes. Matt said, hey guys, I know that this is unrelated.
No, go ahead.
But I wanted to know.
Bring us back. Don't worry.
No, Matt. Matt said, hey guys, I know that this is unrelated, but I wanted to know if you finished up getting all your Mario Kart stars. No.
We got one.
2.
It was easy. Oh, 2. We got 2.
2.
The one of the new tracks, I think that one was easy.
Yeah, both of the new tracks, we have them. in every level in 3 stars. But
Yeah. So we're missing 5, I feel.
No, 4.
No? 4.
4.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not super bad.
Well, and we have 2 of that 4 with 2 stars, but that's not enough
Okay.
for us, for what we're looking for. So, no, but thank you for reminding us, because we have to.
Yes.
As soon as I finish the visual correspondence,
She'll get to it.
I'll get to it. Julia Tobar dice, ya me toca irme. Están increíbles esas manos negras. Gracias por el ratico.
A usted,
No,
Julia.
gracias a
Muy
Julia.
amable.
A ver, que estaban hablando de lo del chilito.
¿Te sonó a Chili Bean?
Chili bean. Sí. When we read your list of random names,
Yes.
Emilio Sorni said, best Suicide Squad ever. Julia Tovar said, when we were talking about that, Julia said, very angular faces. So maybe all of them have that
Okay.
in common?
No, but
I mean, I think everything that people say have more sense, like,
then the actual, then what?
than what it can be. Because I have no idea.
Me neither. No, me neither. There's nothing that I can come up with that would make sense. At least at this moment. Like,
Yeah.
there is literally nothing that I remember that I can come up with. I was hoping my sisters would remember, but
Mario León. Mario no estaba hace
Uy.
rato. Dice, hola, una duda de Mario Kart. ¿Tienen todas las pistas en 3 estrellas pero con copa de oro?
tenemos, sí, es que para las 3
Tenemos-
estrellas Mario toca ganar todo oro, ganar
Exacto.
todas las carreras.
Sí, porque necesitamos los 60 puntos. Y 60
Exacto.
puntos solo los dan si todas están en primer
Exacto, es
puesto.
exigente, es bastante
Entonces,
exigente.
Nos faltan, o sea, todas las de 50 ya están. 150 mirror y de 200 nos hacen falta 4. Entonces, sí. Mario dice muy ásperos. Tiene Mario que venir a jugar un día. Es chévere. A mí me encanta ese juego en
Sí.
grupo. Es chévere.
Por favor,
¿Mario
la
es
gente-
bueno? Yo quiero saber. ¿Mario
Por-
es bueno en Mario Kart?
Pero hagamos nuestros servicios. Por favor, la gente que no conoce lo que hace Mario,
Ah, sí. Nuestros servicios. esos
nuestros
son
servicios
como-
sociales de decirle a la gente que siga
Nuestros
cuentas.
servicios de sociales.
Ay, no sé qué estoy diciendo.
Oye, espera un momento.
Señora.
Rápido. Ya decimos lo de Mario, claro. No estoy tratando de
Pues
que
sí,
no.
pobre Mario,
Pero es
está
que estoy
emocionándose.
viendo, me dio mucha risa porque estoy viendo la fecha de lo de Pedro Picapiedra, Abraham Lincoln,
Ujú.
Bumblebee y Ferb. 24 de diciembre
¿Es Navidad?
a las 7:55 p.m.
Ah, bueno,
Nicolás.
pero eso puede ser una buena
Una pista, de pronto estabas teniendo
Ahorita
una
ya pienso,
conversación en
pero-
tu casa, sí.
Ahorita ya pienso.
Pero Mario, sí. Shout out a Mario.
Por favor, sigan la cuenta de Mario,
Ujú.
de Mario Alberto.
Que es Caldo Parao.
Que es, sí, o sea, una vergüenza
El nombre del...
de
Sí.
cuenta, pero
Que
Mario es de los dibujantes más increíbles que yo he conocido. O sea, es una persona absurdamente talentosa. Entonces, por favor, so everyone, Danny's gonna post this account.
yeah,
En
it says
chat.
Caldo Parao en Instagram. So, on Instagram.
Please follow Mario.
Yeah. Mario dice, hágale, yo creí que era bueno, pero de una. Y Mario, ¿cómo tiene las estrellas, Mario? Tiene todas las 3 estrellas en
Lindita,
algún
Mario
nivel.
no sabía que para las 3 estrellas
Tocaba Copa de Oro. Sí,
yo
de pronto
creo
no
que,
tiene ninguna. ¿Qué? Mario. A ver. Emilio Sorni said, Lincoln, leadership, Bumblebee, strength, Pedro's jokes, Ferb's engineering skills.
Oh, that all sounds wonderful.
not how your brain
I'm
works.
really sure that that's not
super-
even
yeah.
close to anything that I was thinking.
Mario dice, yo tengo las copas en oro, pero sin las 3 estrellas. Ah, no, porque eso es 1, 2 o 3 estrellas. Entonces,
Por favor,
Mario, sí.
déjela,
O sea,
déjela
llego
huevona.
de primero en la general, pero no ganando todas las carreras. Sí, o sea, no. Mentira, Mario. Emilio dice, Dani, jeje, Viridiana y yo hablamos de bolis, que bueno, no sé en Colombia, pero en México es como una bolsita de hielo con
Obvio.
sabor y le echan chilito para que sepa más rico. Ah,
Ac-
bueno, acá no se hace con chile,
Ujú. Aquí
pero acá los
eran
bolis sí.
bolis, ahora bonais.
Pues, a
Yo
ver,
crecí, bolis ya no existen,
claro,
bendita.
mi amor, claro, si yo iba a Sevilla y todavía hay gente que hace bolis y vende los bolis que hacen. O sea, es
Pero
que bolis es el nombre, es como decir pegastick
no,
y pegamento en barra.
no,
o
pero
sea,
boli era un
bolis es-
producto. No, boli era un producto.
Pero bolis es como le dicen en general a ese tipo de helados y
No,
Bonais es una marca.
no, pero no son helados, es agua, es una paletica
Pues como
disuelta.
raspado en tubo.
Es una paletica disuelta. O sea, es. No, boli era un producto, perdóname. Decía boli y tenía dos como dos bichitos ahí en la. El boli colombiano. Boli colombiano fresco y con sabor. El boli colombiano en mi época, o sea, yo crecí en los 80s. El boli colombiano tenía un niñito y una niñita como de gomita, unas personitas ahí terribles y ya. O sea, eso era el boli.
Pero es que mira que uno busca
Le metieron como 2.000
definición de
pesos.
boli
Ujú.
y dice hielo saborizado que se consume principalmente en el sureste y áreas calurosas del país como dulce o para mitigar el calor.
Esta es nuestra definición,
Esto es Larus Cocina,
pero ¿esto es de qué país?
México.
Ah, gracias.
Pues no importa, o sea, te estoy diciendo es que boli se le llama en general a ese tipo de helado.
No, porque esa definición me suena a raspado a mí. Esa definición es nuestro raspado,
No,
pero
porque
no es
igual
un
no
boli.
leí toda la definición.
¿Qué?
¿Qué es un boli en Colombia? Dice, esto es en El Universal.
Ujú.
El momento que está cargando. Dice,
Y dice.
son las 2 de la tarde. La temperatura sobrepasa los 34 grados
No, pero le
centígrados.
metieron historia a
Sientes
esta
como el
definición.
sol te pica. Necesitas algo para
¿Qué
refrescarte
tal
y
que el diccionario
entonces
fuera así?
aparece una gama de colores congelados ante tus ojos. Eliges tu favorito, el decoroso. Lo tomas, sientes como tus dedos se congelan y al llevarlo a tu boca, una ola de frescura al instante. No, bueno, pero
No, pero le
a
metieron
ver,
historia.
el boli es tan popular como la empanada de huevo. Es tan rico que nadie se resiste a saborear uno y ha marcado la infancia de más de un costeño. Este clásico alimento, que no necesita muchos ingredientes para su preparación, está en peligro de extinción, o eso parece, con la cantidad de productos refrescantes que nos venden con la publicidad.
Pues es que era agua de río, agua de caño,
Ujú.
azúcar y
Por
colorante.
eso te digo, pero eso se le llamaba un boli. O sea, si tú comprabas un boli en cualquier sitio que no era de marca, sino que alguien lo hacía en esas bolsitas en su casa y las vendía, se llama un boli.
No sé. Yo
Que
todavía no
sí.
sé. No estoy tan confiado. Pon boli 1980 Colombia, boli 80s Colombia y de pronto te sale el producto y de pronto ves que decía boli. O sea, no estoy diciendo que sea una empresa registrada en Cámara y Comercio, o sea, seguramente no porque no.
Pues por eso te digo, pero es que estás diciendo la marca se llamaba boli.
Yo creo que un boli era una, o sea, dentro de mi ignorancia, para mí boli es en Colombia boli era una marca. Y después se volvió Bonais. O sea, después el boli fue ya, hoy en día es Bonais.
O sea, busco bolis marca Colombia y no aparece.
Boli.
Boli tampoco me apareció. A ver. Iván dice,
Iván, usted es como medio
Emilio-
contemporáneo mío, por favor.
Emilio, la gente en Colombia por lo general es muy floja para el picante, pero mucho. Le dicen, entre comillas, boli en gran parte del país y en otras, como en Tolima y Huila, le dicen refresco.
¿Willia? ¿Dónde
Agua-
queda eso?
Huila, dije Huila.
Willia.
Willia. Y agua con sabor congelada, dice. Robin said, hello, sorry I'm late. Hi, Robin. Happy to have you here. We were missing half of the row.
The half of my row.
No, that's terrible.
That still deserves
It's
the row
like
name.
worst every time. And I don't know how you managed to do that.
Oh, I manage.
Yeah. Well. A ver. Busquemos. Uy, no, este no se ve bien. Mira. Bolis Gourmet receta.
No, eso parece un salchichón. ¿Qué es eso tan
Pero
horrible? No,
como amarillo.
Eso parece una carnicería.
Pero yo he probado así. O sea, mira, así, que no tienen marca. Así.
Sí.
He probado así.
¿A ti cómo te gustaban? ¿Hielo, muy fríos o ya como disolviéndose un poquito más?
Ambos. Es que a mí me encanta el helado, entonces helado me fascina. O sea, cuando estaba muy frío, me encanta.
A mí no
Pero
mucho.
como a ti no te gusta el helado, exacto, iba a decir que a ti tú lo debías calentar en las manos y tomártelo. ¿Es verdad?
No, pero muchas veces había bolis en el colegio, cuando yo iba al colegio a la tienda, había bolis que estaban congelados o uno podía ahí meter la mano y manosear a ver cuál había
¿Cuál le
como
gustaba?
medio
Sí.
blandito. Y yo creo que yo favorecía a los blanditos.
No, yo no. Y a mí el Bonais me encanta.
Yo no he comido bonais.
Uy, a mí me encanta. Y cuando había yogoso, delicioso yogoso.
Yo gozo.
Era yogurt.
¡Ugh! ¡Qué asco!
Uy, es delicioso. Ya no existe, creo, pero... uf.
Pues gracias a Dios.
Uy, yogoso delicioso. Una experiencia
¿Yo gozosa?
de otro mundo. A mí me gustaban las propagandas de Bonais. Me
Los
acuerdo de
pingüinos.
una. No sé por qué. Dicen, qué delicia de sabor. Que Alicia está con calor.
Uy,
O
mi
sea,
amor,
como si entendieran.
¿qué pitos están? ¿Qué te pasó, mi amor?
Sí.
No.
Todavía me acuerdo de eso. De pronto alguien se acuerda de eso.
¿Y esos eran los pingüinos?
Sí, los pingüinos.
Tú sabes que yo confundo a esos pingüinos con los pollos de los condones. Sin
No sé cuáles
condón,
son.
sin condón ni pío.
No, mi
Para
amor,
mí,
eso nunca
el
lo he
pollo
visto.
sin condón es el mismo. Lo llamaron para hacer las propagandas de Boli, de Bonais.
No. Oye, ya busqué Bolis 80s Colombia, marca Bolis Colombia, Bonais como se llamaba antes y no. No, pues no lo encontré. Y encontré como 30 veces que Bolis se le dice en muchas partes de Latinoamérica a ese tipo de helado. Entonces, no sé.
Pero bueno, o sea, no voy a decir, sí, tienes razón, obviamente, ahí en tu investigación. No vamos a,
En tu
no vamos a,
investigación.
no vamos a controvertir eso.
Ujú.
Pero lo que yo compraba en el colegio tenía un nombre. O sea,
No, de
era un
pronto.
producto
No,
que
por
tenía
eso.
una marca.
Pero es que lo que te quiero decir es que
Pero
de
necesito
pronto
saber
ese
entonces.
producto de esa marca, o sea, es que tú dices, no, bolis se llamaban cuando yo los compraba. Y yo te dije, no, bolis se llama ese tipo de producto. Entonces puede que acá en Colombia a una marca de eso le pusieron boli. O sea, a una marca de bolis le pusieron boli.
Tú sabes que eso suena muy probable en Colombia.
¿Sí? No, por eso te digo, pero, o sea, lo que quería que te dieras cuenta
¿Sí?
es que...
No, todavía no me he dado cuenta. ¿Tú si crees que lo que expusiste
Bueno, lo
me
que
convenció
quería...
al 100%? No,
Lo
cero.
que quería mostrarte es que el nombre precede a la marca que tú creíste
No,
comprar.
todavía no me lo has confirmado.
Dios santo.
No, lo que me has mostrado es que en otros sitios del mundo le dicen boli al mismo producto. Pero yo todavía no estoy convencido que en los 80s el producto que yo consumía
No, es
no
que-
era boli marca registrada.
No me estás entendiendo. Puede
boli,
que fuera boli marca registrada.
marca,
Lo que te estoy diciendo es que
Colombia.
que el producto se llama boli precede a la marca, si es que hay una marca.
Vamos, bolis. Le tengo que
Entonces,
preguntar a mi hermana.
pero si me estás entendiendo.
No, no, la verdad no te escuché en este momento porque
Ay.
estoy como siendo realmente terco con esto.
¿Por qué se le dice bolis? Eh, a ver.
Pero de nuevo, o sea, estoy preguntando la exposición sobre el tigre y tú estás investigando el elefante.
No, porque es que por eso te estoy diciendo que lo que yo estaba buscando era para mostrarte que el nombre, o sea, es que tú dijiste, el producto que yo comía se llamaba bolis. Y yo te dije,
100%.
no, es que bolis se le dice en
No,
muchas
por eso.
partes. Y tú dijiste, no, yo comía que se llamaba bolis. Y yo te dije, bueno, pero
No, no me dijiste bueno. O sea, todo tu esfuerzo en los últimos 5 minutos es
no es para
tratando
mostrarte
de
que,
demostrarme que no dijiste bueno.
no, es como si a un perfume le pusieran perfume. O sea, puede que haya una marca que se llame perfume, pero
No,
el
no, no.
nombre perfume precede a la marca. Eso es lo que estoy tratando de decir, precede la marca.
No, porque un boli no es una cosa, un perfume es una cosa. Un perfume tiene una definición. Un boli, perdón, si buscas boli en el RAE, no hay nada. En la RAE no hay como, no te va a decir que es un boli.
Que sí encontré que boli se le dice y dice que hielito es un
Me
sinónimo.
estabas contando como un blog de un señor ahí que escribió para el Heraldo, como, como cosas que nuestra generación añora.
A ver, Iván dice, ya busqué en la base de datos del protocolo de París a través de la SIC y no encontré ninguna marca registrada en el segmento de alimentos que sea boli.
No, es que yo creo que
Muchas gracias, Iván. Qué cosa, Nicolás.
Yo creo que como muchas cosas que se vendían en Colombia, particularmente en los 80s, yo no creo, por eso dije, yo estoy casi seguro que no fueron a Cámara y Comercio. O sea, yo estoy seguro que no había un NIT para la empresa Boli. Boli de Colombia no creo que existiera. Pero lo que estoy seguro es que el plástico que tenía las dos personitas
Pero es que puede que tenga, pero es
se
como
llamaba
si dice,
Boli.
pero
Se
es como si
llamaba
dijera,
Boli.
por eso, pero si es como si la bolsa dijera
Ah, es como si
cono.
era- Cono.
Cono, pues sí, trae un cono adentro, pero es porque el producto se llama cono. A eso es a lo que voy. O sea, es que tú estás diciendo como si a eso se le llamara boli solo a los de una marca.
Uy, quiero tener
No,
tanto la razón, Dios mío.
pero es que no es a
Y yo
solo
sé que
los de
nunca
una
me vas a pedir
marca.
disculpas ni nada,
Ay, sobre todo yo, tú eres el que no
pero
pide
no importa, pero
disculpas.
quisiera tener tanto la razón.
Emilio dice, otra vez la polémica tipo la manta siete tigres. Otra vez.
No, 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 porque en esa sí era ignorancia mía absoluta. En esa, es que yo no tengo orgullo. Yo no tengo ningún inconveniente
Ay,
en decir,
Cocolachín, por
yo no,
Dios, voy a llamar ya a toda tu familia.
yo no tengo
Porque
ningún
yo creo que ese
inconveniente
es
en
tu
decir,
segundo nombre, mi amor.
yo no tengo ningún inconveniente en decir,
Yo no tengo
ay,
ningún inconveniente.
ay, yo no conocía la cobija.
Uy, Nicolás, sí está. Uy,
Pero que me parta un rayo
no, uy, Nicolás.
si yo no comí boli si yo no comí boli marca registrada en 1985
Ojalá
en
alguna de tus
Colombia.
hermanas o tu mamá esté acá cuando te escucho decir yo no tengo orgullo. Porque a mí me perdonas, pero tú eres Nicolás Orgullo Uribe. A ver, Iván dice, las marcas no se registran en la Cámara de Comercio, se registran ante la Superintendencia de Industria y Comercio.
No, señor abogado, me disculpa entonces mi error, pero bueno, lo que uno hace en Cámara y Comercio, uno tiene que ir a Cámara y Comercio a registrar una marca o un nombre.
Pero no le digas boli, no le digas boli porque ahí es. Ay, ya hiciste trampa.
Estoy escribiendo, Catalina, usted, no, pues no escribe usted, le puse uf. Uf, ¿se acuerda del empaque del boli?
Pero ahí ya dijiste boli,
¿Cómo?
del Bonais de antes, ¿cómo se llamaba?
No, porque ya obviamente sí sabe que es un boli.
Pues
Eso
pero
sí,
es
no
que
tengo
boli
ninguna duda.
le llama al
¿Cuál?
producto.
Pero entonces, ¿cuál era la marca del boli?
Margo dice, pues boli sí está en la RAE, bolígrafo en España.
Ah, muy bien, sí. El
Sí,
boli.
pero
El boli es nuestro esfero.
a ver. Mm,
Oye, esto está más hablado hoy, está más charlado.
pues charlado y tú peleando ahí.
No, pues es que hoy siento que me están robando, me están atacando.
Ujú.
Cata dice, ¿el hielo para chupar? Y yo, sí,
Pero si busquen Larus Cocina
sí.
y sale bolis.
¿Cuál era la marca? O sea, para ti boli es chicle.
Sí, es el producto, es el nombre del producto,
No,
de
no,
ese tipo de
no es un
producto.
producto. Un chicle no es un producto. Un chicle es un chicle, es un sustantivo.
Un chicle es un producto.
No,
¿De qué hablas?
se puede vender. A lo que estoy diciendo es
Estoy
que
diciendo el
para
nombre
ti,
del producto, por eso te dije el ejemplo, cono, o como decir paleta.
cono, no, yo no, exacto, una paleta, eso también es un sustantivo. O sea, tú lo que argumentas es que no podía existir una paleta marca paleta,
No, te dije que sí podía existir, pero por eso, como
pero
he
no me
dicho
crees,
30 veces,
aparentemente.
no, mi amor, lo que estoy diciendo es que el nombre boli o bolis precede la marca. O sea, la marca utilizó boli porque es que así se le llama. O sea, es como tener un pegante que diga grande pegante. Y tú decías, no, es que yo compraba pegante. Y
No,
yo te
pero mi
digo, pues es
argumento es
que
que así
pegante
no,
venden en todo
pero mi
lado.
argumento es que esa no es una palabra. Un boli no es una palabra. Si uno busca raspado, te aseguro que hay una definición de hielo raspado. Pero si uno busca boli, no dice nada, esa palabra no existe. Y la razón por la que no existe es porque es un producto. O sea, es una marca, es una cosa. Estoy seguro, yo estoy 100% seguro. Me niego. O sea, me como todo lo que estoy diciendo con todo el orgullo que tengo, me lo trago y
¿Ves? Ahora sí
acepto que
estás
estoy mal.
diciendo que tienes orgullo.
No, pues claro, pero
Pues obvio
de
tienes.
todo el mundo. Pero me lo trago entero. Entonces yo, Catalina, esta es mi conversación con mi hermana. La llamaría por teléfono, pero me da pena y yo creo que a ella le da pena. Catalina,
Pero
usted,
estás buscando la persona que sabes que se va a acordar porque le
la
decía
persona
igual
que
que tú.
vivió en mi época también.
Que como en tu casa le decían bolis, pues te
En
va
mi
a
casa
decir
no había
boli.
bolis, en mi casa
Bueno,
nos daban
cuando
sorbete
salían
de
a
curúa.
jugar. Bueno,
Catalina, ¿se acuerda del empaque de boli, del boli? ¿Cuál era la marca del boli? ¿El hierro para chupar? Sí. ¿Cuál era la marca? Bolis.
bueno.
No, pero ese bueno no puede ser más displicente, más condescendiente no
Pero mi
pudiste
amor, ¿y
ser
qué quieres?
con
Es que
una
igual.
palabra,
Bueno,
con dos palabras nuevamente.
bueno.
Tres,
A ver.
me pateas en el piso.
Dice Iván. Podría buscar en el RUES de la Cámara de Comercio, pero ya a ese nivel la búsqueda gratis no aguanta. Yo creo que Nicolás puede llegar a tener razón, pero no por lo que cree. Quizá en su colegio vendían bolis marca boli. En todo caso, yo ya hice crispetas para ponerle cuidado a esa discusión de ustedes. Pero Iván, ¿me entiende lo que yo estoy diciendo? Es que yo no estoy negando que pueda existir una marca que se llama boli. Perfecto.
Pareciera
Estoy
que,
es diciendo,
pareciera
como
que sí.
he dicho 30 veces,
Yo sé.
que el nombre boli,
¿Qué quiere decir? Esto es semántica. ¿Qué quiere decir
precede,
el nombre boli?
pues que es el producto.
Ah, pues, eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo, que es un producto. Eso,
Bueno.
o sea, pero no es un
Pero
no,
mi amor, espérate
no
porque es que yo estaba hablando. Estoy diciendo, boli precede
mm,
el producto boli, o sea,
mm,
decirle boli a ese alimento precede la marca. Eso es lo que estoy diciendo. Es como si tú compraras un pegante que marca pegante. Pues sí, pero no es que todo el mundo le diga pegante a eso por esa marca.
Pero tú no me puedes decir que todo el mundo no le diga pegante a eso por esa marca y después me dices que todo el mundo le dice boli al boli y por eso es que el boli se le dice al boli en México.
Pero es que por eso estoy diciendo que no es que gracias a la marca todo el mundo le dice boli, sino que siempre se le ha dicho boli y hay una marca de bolis que se puede llamar boli.
Eso es lo que yo estaba diciendo, que,
Obvio no.
que
Bueno,
había un boli cuya marca era boli
bueno.
en mi época. Uno le decía el boli porque son bolis. Incluso uno no va, uno
No,
hoy
porque
en día dice...
literalmente yo dije en el pueblo donde vivía mi abuela yo comí bolis y tú decías no, pero no eran,
Sí, pero
no
es que-
eran bolis.
pero-
En mi época se
No,
llamaban
pero es que
bolis y yo te
Sevilla
dije
Valle
en
todavía
todos
venden-
lados se
en Sevilla
llaman
Valle
bolis.
todavía venden Castalia, mi amor.
Tú no has ido.
No, pero pues estoy seguro que es como en muchos sitios de Colombia donde...
Me encantó Iván. Alejandro dice, Iván hizo crispetas, marca crispeta.
Sí.
Roslyn said, oh wait, Robin said, us, Rose, are enough as a half. We carry each other. That was super sweet.
Very.
And Roslyn said, I've been quiet but busy. I painted a pigeon and now I'm painting a turtle, Danny.
No way, nice.
I love that. I love it. And did you paint a turtle, Danny, because the pigeon made you think about me? Or my turtle? Or the story of when the bird almost captured my turtle?
Did you paint a turtle, Danny? I think you were meaning Rosalind.
What?
No, because you said, did you paint a turtle, Danny?
I'm sorry. Did you paint a turtle, Rosalind?
Yeah.
A ver.
Because Danny is like the product.
Matt said, do you use liquids or oils when working with oil paint?
No, I don't use mediums. And I don't use solvent. And if I do use medium, I'll use liquid, which is an alkyd medium.
Iván dice, yo llegué a 3 estrellas en 150 cc, pero en 200 no he logrado ni una. Cuando jugué acompañado, bajó sustancialmente la dificultad. Sí, eso pasa.
Nosotros las cogimos juntos.
No todas. Algunas solos, pero no, había algunas que jugábamos en pareja y lo que hacíamos es que el que ganara la primera, el otro como que lo escoltaba.
Lo protegía.
En todas, exacto. Sí, sí, sí. Roslyn said, I was thinking of your turtle and maybe a pigeon flew away with it. LOL.
That's wonderful. I mean, pigeons are horrible, so that's very plausible.
Well, and that's like the story I told. We were talking about when the pigeon...
That's the story you believe, that yes, like a hawk?
No. And it was also, I don't know if you remember, of course you remember when the pigeon hit the window.
I had to clean the window, yes.
But remember that you were saying that what would happen if the pigeon was carrying a turtle. And that's why Callum painted the pigeon carrying a turtle.
Was it Callum that painted it?
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody else. I don't know why. But I trust you.
A ver. Iván dice... A ver, espera. Iván dice... Pero entonces no alcanzo a las 3 estrellas en unos pocos días, como dije en otro live. Aunque volví a subir mi nivel y desbloqueé autos. Creo que lo mejor para control es Bowser o DK.
Pero son muy pesados.
Sí. Y los pesados no tienen tanto handling.
Sí.
Que esos...
No, Iván, usted se sorprendería. Nosotros somos medio pro. O sea, nosotros somos...
buenos.
Sí.
No diría los mejores o excelentes, pero somos buenos. Somos bastante buenos. Muy buenos. Sí, Iván que decía, digamos, nosotros ya desbloqueamos todo, lo único que nos hace falta son las llantas doradas.
Las ruedas, sí, que esas no me acuerdo.
Pero ya
cómo es que
desbloqueamos el carro dorado con este.
No, ¿sabes qué? Creo que es algo más, algo distinto.
No, es con este.
No sé si son con los time trials, los récords de las pistas.
Ah, también puede ser, pero no sé por qué pensé que era con eso. Pero bueno, toca averiguar. Roslyn said, I've decided I'm horrible at painting animals.
Oh, why is that? No. It's like painting anything.
Robin said, "It's interesting how your color has become more saturated as the week has progressed."
I think I'm feeling a little more comfortable with the medium, but that's about it. So it's more about comfort than about choice, I feel.
Alejandro said, "Oh no, birds carrying turtles are nothing good for the turtles." Yeah, I know. It's super sad. They even drop them
Yeah,
so they can break the
shell.
shell. Yeah. Caqueiro dice, Santi y yo cubrimos el tema de los bolis. ¿Qué? Cami dice, Santi y yo cubrimos el tema de los bolis con Santi. ¿Qué? Caqueiro.
O sea que también lo estaban
Sí,
discutiendo.
sí, pero
siento.
dice, Santi y yo cubrimos el tema de los bolis con Santi.
Ah, sí, la estructura de la frase.
Santi y yo cubrimos el tema de los bolis con Santi, cubrimos el tema de los bolis.
Con
Santi y
Santi.
yo.
Con la compañía de Santi y yo.
¿Y qué
Juntos.
dicen ustedes? Iván dice, pero a mí en cambio me fue mejor con esos pesados. Usé huesos fantasma y son más flanes. Al menos para jugar solo, usé Donkey Kong con una moto en forma de oso. Sí, lo que pasa, Iván, es que a veces, pues por lo menos lo que yo creo es que a veces jugando uno tiene que usar también más delgados para no salirse, más livianos para no salirse de la pista por el handling y para que la aceleración cuando uno hace los drifts le dé para llegar de primero. Porque es que también, o sea, nosotros también lo hemos intentado con algunos que son más pesados y
No,
normalmente
lo pasan a uno facilísimo.
puede uno quedarse como en el bulto, exacto. Ya vengo, tomé mucha agua.
So Danny will be right back. It gives me a chance to speak a little bit about what I've been doing, aside from the conversation about the ice, the bully ice that I used to have when I was little. Yeah, today I feel far more comfortable. I guess a little bit it's also the size. I was working on a smaller size with the past couple of paintings. And I guess that was not limiting, but it was also, I tended to be just a tiny bit more careful with what I was doing. Today I'm approaching the painting knowing that acrylic is far more forgiving than I used to give it credit for. And it does lend itself to be expressive, like what I'm doing here with that sort of drawing that I've introduced in that hand, or with having something. I was very scared at the beginning of the week of painting something, let's say, too light or too dark, and not being able to approach it again, because I felt that the surface would not be super attractive, would be kind of, I don't know how to express it, but sometimes I feel like if acrylic is layered in a very particular way, it doesn't seem super attractive to me. And I was trying to avoid that. So I was trying, emphasis on trying, because I don't know if I'm able to do this well, but I was trying to be somewhat organized in the way I was constructing the painting. So I was trying to go from thin to thick, but I was really hoping to be mindful of not covering things that I would definitely feel like would be beneficial to the painting if left untouched. So that was super important, I guess, for me. I don't know. It's been very nice. I still miss what I feel is like the one of the greatest things about oil paint, which is just the range of texture that it has. The range of texture is tremendous in oil paint. I've always kind of said, maybe ignorantly because I hadn't used acrylics like I'm like the effort that I'm trying to put on this week, but I used to believe, and that belief hasn't been quite challenged yet, but I used to believe that oil paint can do anything that acrylic can do. It can. It just takes a little more time, and you need to be a little more careful. But it can do anything that a painting done with acrylics can do. But acrylics can't really look like oil paint. They just can't. They really can't. They can't feel like oil paint. There is something very, very different about them. So that's why I always used to favor, again, I'm going to say it somewhat ignorantly, oil paint. And that's why from the beginning, that's the first paint I used, and it's the only paint that I wanted to use. Nowadays, now that I can see people like, as we were saying, people like Jeremy Miranda, people like Andrew Hem, people like James Jean, now that, you can see how tremendously talented people use acrylic paint, you realize, oh yeah, this was never a matter of just the paint, being at fault. It's just that my abilities did not let me understand that, yes, of course, painting, acrylics can be incredibly, incredibly versatile when used by somebody who's a capable, painter. So I'm giving myself the chance to experience some of that. It's still very, very early, I would say. I mean, I would never think that this is something that would happen quickly, because I am the first person to tell anyone that just painting is like a long journey. It's not beneficial to our expectations, to our understanding, to think that things are going to happen super quickly. But I still feel that it's a great beginning. It's a really, really cool beginning. Like, it gives me a ton of hope in terms of what would lie ahead if I wanted to continue on this road. So it's been a great beginning of a journey, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna let myself follow this journey for more time, because it does seem to be really, really interesting what could be done with acrylics. So yeah. Egtor
said Jeremy Miranda is so good.
Yeah, he's fantastic painter.
Liad said, Nicolas,
yes,
has the color shift in acrylics bothered you?
You know what? I thought it was going to bother me a lot more, Liad. A lot more, because I guess in a sense, with a lot of prejudice, complained how that is something that bothers me, tremendously when I think about acrylic paint or gouache. And I have to say, maybe it's that my expectations are less, judgy now. Maybe it's the fact that all the exercises that we've done in our painted lives have almost, they've given me this sort of peace of mind when working with something that is unfamiliar. But I don't know. I just don't feel bad about it right now. I really don't. I can see it, but it's not the end of the world.
Yuan said, I strongly disagree. Nicolas is an amazing and skilled painter. Liad said, Nicolas, what benefits do you feel like you're learning about acrylics?
Let's see. I think I'm far more conscious of the layering, paint layering. Far, far more conscious. Like, I think the way I approach oil paint many times is a little unorthodox in the sense that I'm very unorganized. I can go for like darks and at the same time midtones and at the same time lights, and then I mush everything together, and it just, I don't know. I always feel it's like this really sort of haphazard balancing act that I'm able to at some point, sort of balance, or sort of reach equilibrium, or some sort of equilibrium. And here it feels like, sure, that the paint lends itself to be far more forgiving, because, if I wanted to paint ochre on top of this, it would take a few layers, but I could, potentially just cover this. But it's making me really think in a more organized manner for some reason, which I am appreciating quite a bit. So, yeah, it's really interesting, kind of unexpected, if I can say so.
Margo dice, disculpen, pero no entendí muy bien en inglés. Nicolás dijo que el acrílico se podía sentir como el óleo o que no se podía sentir.
No, sí. Lo que está diciendo es que siento que la versatilidad que tiene el óleo es enorme y es mucho más grande que la del acrílico. Incluso me refería un poquito contextualmente a eso, diciendo que de pronto también esos juicios que yo he hecho acerca del acrílico eran como un poco ignorantes o basados en mi falta de experiencia, porque yo evadí muchísimos años trabajar con acrílico, porque sentía que las posibilidades de expresión del acrílico eran un poquito limitadas. Todavía creo que comparado al óleo, es más limitado. Es decir, con la pintura al óleo uno puede hacer una pintura que parezca un acrílico, que haga todo lo que el acrílico puede hacer naturalmente, pero una pintura acrílica siento que le queda muy difícil hacer lo que hace un óleo. Muy, muy difícil. Es que en no más la sola textura que se puede tener cuando uno trabaja con acrílico es de una naturaleza súper distinta a la del óleo. Súper, súper distinta. O sea, no se demora uno nada en darse cuenta que son como de naturalezas distintísimas. Entonces, yo creo que en ese sentido, en términos expresivos, el óleo sí tiene un rango muchísimo más grande. Y dentro de ese, lo que estaba diciendo, así como para concluir y para iterar, dentro de ese rango mucho más expresivo se encuentra, o sea, se cubre todo lo que puede hacer el acrílico. Que uno tiene que ser más paciente, seguramente, sí. O sea, si uno quiere que una pintura en óleo tenga como la limpieza que puede tener una pintura de acrílico, sí, 100%. Toca ser mucho más paciente, pero se puede hacer. Pero yo creo que un Rembrandt, un Tiziano, son cosas que solo pueden existir desde la pintura al óleo, yo creo.
Hector said, when you were talking about vision and Monet's eyesight, it reminded me of a post about a black mirror that Timothy Wilson shared. Have you ever used one?
No, I don't. I'm super scared of those. I'm super scared of tools that will show you how off you are. I can't use them. I'm horrified of them. I don't want to. I really don't. Like, let me and my bad drawing or my values that are off, let me be. But I don't want to use anything other than my eyes to check my paintings.
Elijah.
Jesus. You know what it's very annoying?
What? About acrylics?
Yeah, they dry, like the paint dries on the brush like so quickly.
That's what I told you.
Yeah, that is
like you're gonna paint. I mean, you make the mix.
Yeah.
And if you take a minute to think what you're gonna do exactly with the mix, it dries. Like you can't grab the color you just mixed. And the brush became super like hard.
Yeah, that one's driving me a little insane.
Yeah,
here.
that's.
But the fact that I have to like wash my brushes so much, and the only reason probably that it's doing that, it's because I don't use solvent anymore. So taking my brushes to like somewhere to dissolve paint is not something I'm used to anymore. So Maybe it's just that lack of like
Well,
that's not part of my painting practice anymore, so it just feels so weird.
that and the Rosetta quality of super fast drying.
Maybe it's a
Acrylic,
little
so.
maybe there's a little too much acrylic resin in there, so that it just dries very, very quickly.
Yeah, because that's what they said in the.
Well, they
in the
also
label.
say that if you use a spatula and
No,
brush,
no. They said that the brush strokes would mimic a spatula with oil.
No, that you could mimic brush and spatula work done with oils.
What? No, I understood that you could mimic with the brush what the spatula did.
No, I don't think. Let's read it again.
Let's read it.
Let me do this stroke,
Okay.
and we can read it once again. Okay,
ver.
so it says. Y dice,
Y dice
pintura pastosa de secado más rápido que el óleo,
así. Ujú.
que imita su trazo de pincel como el de la espátula.
¿Ves?
Pero yo leo ese como...
No, que imita su trazo de pincel como el de la espátula.
Yo leo el como si fuera así como el de la espátula. No
Pues
el pincel
es que,
como la espátula.
pero es que además su trazo de pincel, ahí es
que
donde
sí,
me
es que
pierdo.
no. No,
o
es
sea,
que-
puede ser que imita el trazo del pincel como el
si
de la
fuera
espátula.
una espátula.
Al igual que el de la espátula.
Exacto.
O-
Yo creo que lo que tú estás diciendo es que uno lo interpretara como si fuera
Exacto.
un trazo hecho
pues
por
es
una
que si a mí me
espátula.
dicen imita su trazo del pincel como la espátula, lo puedo entender como que el pincel imita la espátula.
Sí.
O sea, creo que no
digamos,
está bien.
creo que estamos de
Rosetta.
acuerdo en decir que es,
No está bien.
es una...
De pronto están tratando de ser súper vagos porque no quieren que nadie diga como, oiga, no puedo imitar tal cosa. Y le dicen, no, lo que queríamos decir era lo contrario.
Sí, de pronto son unos genios.
Sí, súper vagos como para que nadie se equivoca porque nadie tiene la razón. Elijah said, do you feel it's easier to get texture to show up in acrylics? It seems like it's less creamy than oil.
Oh, no, the way I define texture in my own painting, it's so different than this. This is gouache-like for me. This is very much like gouache painting. Very, very, very much like gouache. I kind of understand how people that like acrylic have opted to do gouache instead. They feel like gouache is a far, far better paint instead of dealing with acrylic.
And have you tried Kazan?
Casein paint?
Kazan,
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, for us it would be caseina.
Mm-hmm.
No, never.
Because I would love to know how it feels.
Yeah.
I know that once it dries, you can't lift it up.
I think
That's
it's
different
harder.
from... No,
I think the
you...
protein casein hardens quicker
Mm-hmm.
than gums, let's say, in gouache.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it transforms like acrylic. So
'Cause
I
I-
do think it's harder for it to reactivate, but it's not impossible for it to reactivate.
Because I thought it was like... I mean, because if you are painting with gouache and you put like a super humid...
Yeah, like
on
loaded
top?
with
Yeah.
water, it will reactivate for sure.
Yeah, well, and it would kind of destroy it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it gracefully reactivates.
No.
But
It
it, like,
drags everything.
clumps, yeah.
You drag everything that was underneath.
Mm. Eh. So, there's a in James Gurney's blog,
Yeah.
Journey Gurney. It says your Kazan questions.
Mm-hmm.
It says
Y dice.
y dice así. Mm. So someone asks, I'm curious to know why you choose Kazan over gouache. It is not as readily available as gouache in the UK, so not easy to try. And James said, good question. Kazan and gouache are very similar. So the lesson in this video applied to both media. I reach for Kazan when I want a fuller bodied painted, and it's less expensive per cc, so I can use it more freely. It also has a more closed surface when it dries, meaning the paint won't be reactivated by a later wet stroke.
Oh, so
Gouache
it won't be
is
activated
better-
at all?
Won't be reactivated. That's what
Wow.
James said. Gouache is better than Kazan for fine detail, and gouache offers more color choices and generally heavier pigment concentration. Yeah, because that's what I had in mind. Like, I always thought that you can't reactivate Kazan. And that's why I think I even saw a video on James Gurney, now that I see this, where he uses, like, he does an underpainting in Kazan and then works with gouache.
Yeah.
And he speaks about why he chose Kazan, because he can't lift the color up.
Not at all?
No. Like,
So
he said, like,
Kazan,
I
like-
have this sealed, like, the Kazan won't be reactivated with water. So when he paints on top of the Kazan, he could go as runny as he wants, because it's not gonna lift up.
I thought, I mean, again, this is me just
Being with
Well-
like with the volley.
no, well,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
no. But from what I kind of understood from casein paint, I thought it would create a far tougher film of
Okay.
paint,
Mm-hmm.
but not that it just doesn't reactivate. I thought that it does. Like, there's, I mean, it's harder, but I thought it definitely does. So maybe I'm just mistaken there.
A ver. So Elijah said, Kazan seems fun to try. Margot
I love how you
dice-
stuck to your casein.
¿Cómo era?
Casein. But
Casein, I'm
just
sorry.
keep saying casein. I think
No.
it's cool.
Kazan?
Yeah, no, say casein.
Kazan.
That's
Margot
fine.
dice, la mayor ventaja quizás es que no se usan productos agresivos y no huele, que para los que trabajamos en casa es un punto importante. Totalmente de acuerdo contigo que el óleo es más versátil. Ivan said, I tried to make my own Kazan gouache, but the gum and Kazan fails and it becomes a strange paste.
That's probably tough to make. I haven't seen how casein paint is done. So I don't really have experience with that. I've seen like Arabic gum based paints been made, and it's not super difficult, to be honest. But casein, no. I'm gonna investigate today
Leah
a little
said,
bit more.
as far as I
Curious.
know,
Yeah.
what?
No.
Oh, no, I thought you were saying something.
No.
Leah said, as far as I know, Kazan is permanent and doesn't reactivate once it dries. Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I understood too.
Yeah. No. So I'm wrong about that one.
Hector said, I want to use Kazan. I have a friend who paints plein air, mostly with Kazan. His name is Troy Tatlock.
Oh, awesome.
So let's see. Troy Tatlock. Let's Google. Oh, that's super cool. Look, this one.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, I love that
Oof.
one. The one of the house?
Very nice. Could you leave that in a
Open?
window,
Yeah.
or like put like a little?
Yeah, because I opened and I saw a bunch, but the one with the white house and like the... Is it like a bridge? So good.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're very talented, your friend.
And Hector said, Troy says it's like painting with Elmer's glue.
That's a great.
Way to
That's like a
describe it.
painter's
Yeah.
description of paint. That's awesome.
Ivan said, I mean to show you my materials. They were saying to Liet. Mediums, some paints and slowers, not to teach or so. I'm a materials guru, not a painting one. Jose Fail said, I'm in the middle of a writing workshop on Zoom. It's break time. Ha ha ha. Love you all. Oh, that's super cool. Hope it goes super well, and we'll
Jose,
see
what
you.
sort of workshop? Like, what are you
Writing.
guys? Yeah,
Writing
yeah.
workshop?
But creative writing could be like,
Okay.
are you doing a short story? Are you doing, I don't know, poetry? Are you?
Liet said, I'm opposed to Kazan, and I know that it can smell.
Oh, milk pro.
You can
because
use.
yeah.
Yeah, you can use acrylic gouache instead of Kazan.
Understandable. Totally
Yeah.
understandable. Yep.
I mean, that's why it's a choice.
Yeah,
So-
of course. Well, it's super. That's the cool. I'm positive that if you look through a microscope, if you really look at the production of oil paint, I don't know. I think that it's bound to be something that is that wouldn't really or that would crumble under scrutiny of really looking to see if the environment isn't harmed or how to dispose of all these like chemicals that are part of the production or byproducts. So I don't know if if we were really adamantly looking at how environmentally and how balanced of a production it would be if we were able to paint in the end. But I think we can choose still. We live at a time where we don't have to use animal byproducts or mediums or anything that is that has to do with the use of animals for their production, like brushes. We spoke about sable brushes, Kolinsky sable brushes when we were and mongoose brushes when we talked about painting with one brush. I think it was that week. So yeah, at least nowadays there's possibilities to be able to say, okay, these are alternatives. Does painting the whole of painting, meet those standards? I don't think so. I think it would be very, very difficult, but at least there's choices now.
So Elijah was asking, have either of you tried egg tempera before? I've seen that Julio Reyes / Wyeth used it. Do you think it might be similar to acrylic or gouache?
I've used it. I have used it
too, at the university.
Yeah, and it's a gorgeous medium.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. What's this British artist's name? Anthony Williams? Am I misremembering that? Maybe somebody can help me. But is it Anthony Williams artist? Maybe?
Yeah. This one?
Yes, he's a genius with egg tempera. Absolute genius. I used it, and I think it's super plain to see that my personality just does not lend itself to be, to gravitate towards a medium that is so control driven. Even though what you were saying, Julio does super cool stuff with it that feels expressive.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't mean that you have to be like that's the cross, like this very controlled cross hatching has to be the only way to approach egg tempera. But I remember when I used it when I was, years ago. I'm going to say younger, but years ago. I did a couple of paintings and I was like, oh, this is beautiful, but it's kind of not for me. I wonder if nowadays I would give it like in the same way I'm giving acrylic like a fair share.
Judgment,
like,
yeah. Also because of the times, because I do think that the times with egg tempera are very different than the times you like for your own painting.
Yeah. So
because it's like a super slow cook. I mean, it dries fast.
Yeah.
But I would say, at least in my experience, I remember I had to be super patient.
Yeah.
To try to get the most that I could get from the egg tempera, like the qualities of the egg tempera, like trying to layer them.
Yeah.
Slowly, because they build super different than oil.
Oh yeah, you don't rush an egg tempera.
Yeah,
you can't. I mean, I'm sure you can be expressive.
Yeah, but no, and I would say they build super different also because of the opacity.
Yep.
So I think that's why I think it's like a slow cook, like a slow build.
Yeah, I'm painting I feel I'm painting really slow today. Maybe we finish, Danny, so that you can work.
No, it's fine.
And maybe I get.
We haven't been that much here. I mean, it's fine. Don't worry.
No, but I feel bad. Maybe if we finish, like I'll keep. We finish the stream, but I'll keep working on the.
Hector said, "I think egg tempera is the medium I'm destined to use at some point."
That's so cool.
And your mom, Olguita, dice, yo creo que es pintura al temple, que eran tierras de colores con huevo. No sé si estoy equivocada.
Sí, Olguis, sí, ese es temple.
Hector said, but in all seriousness, Julio Reyes with egg tempera is amazing.
Oh, I was saying Julio Labra. No. Julio Reyes. Yeah. And I've seen like the portraits that are in water or the hawk. Yeah, those are very cool.
And Hector said, I know it takes a long time to build up a painting in tempera, but the quality of atmosphere is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iván dice, creo que para lo que más friega el acrílico es para la pintura charlada que hace Nicolás. Yo, por ejemplo, cuando uso acrílico, una vez suelto el pincel, lo pongo en agua.
Sí, eso yo creo que Iván está como en lo correcto ahí. Me está costando un poquito los tiempos de decir, paro un poquito, paro para decir esto. O sea, seguramente estaría pintando de una manera mucho más eficiente si estuviera pintando yo un poco, pues, solo.
Sí. Iván también decía, pero pues uno viene acá no solo por ver pintar a alguien que sí sabe, sino también para escuchar la charla y las eventuales discusiones de marcas. Tenemos que jugar Mario Kart algún día para que me enseñen. Quizás entre 3 sea mucho más fácil obtener las estrellas. Claro, hay que jugar. Si es jugar Mario Kart, la respuesta es siempre sí. A mí me encanta. Elijah said, so interesting to hear about. Yes, thank you for your perspective. Liet said, Nicolas, well said. I think you're right. It's always hard to know the impact of all the production, but that is the world we live in. Switch to streaming on Discord and you can hang out in the voice chat and Danny can go work. Just a suggestion.
Voice chat. Is that like a text to speech thing? Maybe I'm complicating myself too much if I think that that's what it is.
O como una llamada, ¿no? Voice
no.
chat?
I literally, because I think I've seen people doing Twitch streams that they use a text to voice thing, and it just I'm guessing just so that they can keep watching. If they're playing a game, they don't have to watch chat, and chat just
Well, it says voice, Discord voice chat. Voice channels are where you can hang out over voice and video. There's no calling or ringing required. Just click on a voice channel to enter it. Friends in your server can see you in there and pop in to talk. Wave hello or over video or share their screen. Well, but that's kind of complicated.
A little bit.
I would say.
Sounds a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny, let's do.
No, but I'm fine. Don't
I know,
worry.
but you know what? My eyes are like, I don't know, for some reason.
Well, and you don't have your glasses on.
No, but that's not. Yeah, but they are kind of bugging me a bit. But anyway, no. I can paint, like, if it was a matter of just painting, I can keep painting. But let's paint for like maybe 15, 20 more minutes, and
Okay.
then we can stop, and I'll for sure finish this painting. But probably I probably won't be able to post it until tomorrow then.
Iván dice, ay, pero sí me quedó una duda.
Sí, señor.
Cuando se van los dos por las estrellas de Mario Kart, ¿quién toma la delantera va de primero y por tanto quién toma el trabajo de proteger el puesto? O sea, jugamos la primera carrera de cada circuito y el que quede de primero en esa carrera...
O sea, en esa carrera competimos en serio.
Entre los dos.
Entre los dos.
Sí. Y normalmente, si nos va bien, queda uno de primero, uno de segundo. Entonces lo que hacemos es que el que quedó de primero es el que todas las carreras tiene que ser el primero, porque pues no, o sea, si uno juega entre varias personas, no importa que usuario 1 quedó de primero y luego usuario 2 de primero, eso no cuenta para las estrellas, sino el mismo usuario. Entonces, el que quedó de primero tiene que quedar de primero en todas las carreras y el que quedó de segundo lo ayuda. Entonces, trata de ir de segundo, o a veces lo que hacemos es que trata de ir de primero y el otro de segundo por si mandan la morada, o como de estar cerca, que si le van a mandar algo, él puede como atacar a los otros. Royal Drawing dice, hola, me encanta, y un emoji de una llama, no el animal, sino la llama de candelas.
Me hubiera sentido mejor con el animal, pero bueno.
¿Alguna vez han hablado sobre precios? Es todo un tema. Seguro a muchos nos interesa saber cuánto es lo justo por una pintura. Sé que hay factores, pero para quienes vamos empezando.
Uy, pues es que parte de la filosofía de lo que hacemos desde ya hace años, pues giraba en torno a la accesibilidad de la pintura.
Uh-huh.
Entonces sí, lo tratamos mucho. Hay muchos momentos en nuestro canal donde hemos hablado acerca de precios y de lo complejo que es, ¿no?
Uh-huh.
Tratar de dar una respuesta que pueda cubrir con todos los, digamos, con todas las variables que, digamos, que circundan alrededor de la pintura para cada uno de nosotros, porque para algunos de nosotros es como la manera de vivir y para otras personas puede ser un acto suplementario o para otras personas puede ser algo que hacen en tiempo libre, y no quiere decir que para unos es más serio que para otros, pero es que eso sí afectaría la manera como entendemos cuánto quisiéramos recibir o la importancia de recibir en últimas una remuneración por el trabajo que uno hace.
Sí, y tanto cuánto quisiéramos como cuánto necesitamos, pues porque
Exacto.
si es algo de lo que uno vive.
Sí, y si es algo, por ejemplo, en nuestro caso, pues de esto vivimos los dos,
Sí.
y de esto, pues sin entrar a particulares, pues yo tengo 2 hijos, o Dani puede ayudar a su familia.
Pues
O sea,
tenemos también un apartamento, como que todo eso,
tenemos que pagar un arriendo de un apartamento, más bien, digamos.
pues o
porque
sea,
nosotros
vivimos en un apartamento, sí, no estoy diciendo.
No somos dueños del apartamento.
No, pero igual eso no, o sea, a lo que iba es que tiene uno una cantidad de gastos que tiene que considerar
Exacto,
a la hora de los precios.
exacto. Entonces, no hay una manera de decir esto es un precio por o este es un rango de precios por el que se debe comenzar, este es un precio justo. No, yo creo que un precio justo tiene que tener en consideración muchísimas cosas. Cuánto se demoró trabajando, cuál es su expectativa del dinero que debe recibir, cuál es su mercado, eso también afecta muchísimo. Em, Todas esas cosas son complejas, todas esas cosas son difíciles, bien, bien difíciles. Y yo creo que uno no puede mm, pensar que son respuestas sencillas o respuestas universales. Lo que nos sirve a nosotros, eh, como pasó cuando nosotros íbamos a empezar este ejercicio hace más de 2 años, mm, había gente que decía que era ridículo. O sea, a mí más de un artista me escribió diciendo que era absurdo, que era una tontería hacer ese ejercicio, que era insostenible, que era tonto, que para qué se ponía uno a,
Dañar el mercado.
sí, o a desprestigiar exacto, el mercado que uno ya había eh, ayudado a par, digamos. Y bueno, pues eso ya va en cada uno, o sea, esa decisión de verlo como algo improbable o de verlo como algo absurdo, pues esa no era, o sea, nosotros no dependíamos de si otras personas consideraban que esa decisión era pésima. Entonces, es complejo, es bien, bien complejo.
Iván dice, con un amigo que hace avaludo de intangibles, entre eso arte, queríamos montar un taller de apreciación económica del arte, en especial para artistas. Fue uno de esos proyectos dañados por el COVID.
Ay, pero qué chévere, qué
Sí, suena
reflexión
muy
tan bonita.
interesante, sí. Hector said, I love the sharpness of the nose.
Oh, yeah.
Do, do you know slash like the work of the painter Daniel Pitin? I like the way he uses triangles for figures.
Oh, yeah. I haven't paid attention to his more recent work. I think we referenced him in one of our videos, but I can't remember which one, Danny. But yeah. I think I haven't looked actively at his work for some years now, but for sure maybe the Daniel Pitin from maybe I'm gonna say 8-10 years ago. I really liked, really liked. So yeah, for sure.
Royal Drawing ahora mandó fue una llama de animal de emoji
Muy
y
bien.
dice, gracias por la respuesta, yo los admiro mucho.
No, gracias. Muy amable.
Sí, tan bonito, muchas gracias. Mm, a ver. Kelly Chavez was asking, how did you come up with today's painting idea?
Oh no, scribbling, Kelly. Honestly, just very almost like stream of consciousness scribbling. Nothing super specific, which is pretty much my MO, I would say.
Yeah, because I would say that you're not much of a planner.
No.
I mean, and with that, I'm not saying that you have no order, because that's not what I'm saying.
No,
It's
no,
more
but-
like you're okay going with the flow of it. You're like, I'm gonna paint. Oh, what are you gonna paint? I don't know what I'm going to paint. Like, and your brain is okay with that.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
I mean, I need a little sense of structure, but with very little, I'm okay. I would say that.
Solrak Senidog said, I see a face without the nose and upper lip on the paint palette. Haha. But it was quite a long time ago, so I don't
Oh.
know. Yeah. Well, maybe like 2 minutes ago. So
Is it gone? Maybe we can ask him if
maybe.
we can ask them if it's gone or if it's still kind of there.
Callum was saying,
Ooh.
Nicholas, yeah, Callum, long time no see. Is that the saying?
Yeah.
Long time no see.
I mean, but he's an animator now, which means that we'll only see him
Long time no see on screen.
Yeah.
Callum said, Nicolas, do you think it's interesting that when you work from your imagination, you gravitate towards abstraction?
Oh, yeah, because I mean, yes, it's interesting, but it's also kind of expected, I would think, because I'm not, my brain is not educated enough to try and emulate nature in that sense. So I have to, desperately hold on to other things that are things that I can kind of understand and I can manipulate. And so shapes for me are much easier to understand. Like abstract shapes are much, much easier for me to understand than just saying, hey, I need to make this. I need to paint this as if it was hair. So if that was the premise, then sure, I would have to educate myself first as to how hair works. And then I could say, okay, now that I've learned, how hair behaves under lighting conditions and how shapes kind of flow, then I can, say I'll approach painting this imaginary hair educated by the information that I have compiled. But if that's not the case, then what you're left with is just this, this very fundamental idea of, organizing shapes. And that's kind of what I hold on to, I feel.
Oh, this is super nice. I saw a comment from Alejandro Morales that said, a personal anecdote. I was snorkeling in the Red Sea and a turtle came from the bottom of the reef to catch some air and stayed next to me for a minute or so. That would be the dream for me. Was it like a super big turtle? They're so amazing.
That's very nice. Alejandro was just flexing about snorkeling in the Red Sea.
In the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Oh, and Alejandro also said, dice,
Ajá.
ya casi me voy a dormir. Un abrazo a todos.
Yo también,
Me encanta la pintura, Nicolás. Gran trabajo con los acrílicos. Se da uno cuenta qué tan mal pintor uno es.
No, pero nunca el propósito es ese.
No.
El propósito es más que suframos todos juntos.
Liet said, Callum, you're an animator now. I miss this or my brain is stupid. What are you up to? Did you get a job?
Oh, he's studying. The PhD, the doctor, felt that it was appropriate after getting a doctorate in AI to study animation.
So you tell me when it's okay for us to...
Yeah, maybe in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I'm not like pressuring you.
No. I was the one who said that maybe if we breaked. So don't worry.
Don't you worry.
Yeah.
About a thing.
Yeah, it just takes me a little bit longer to think about the decisions that I'm making. So it's a little more difficult for some reason. I mean, not for some reason. It just is. I even thought about, for like a second, I like this idea. Why don't I just for today say, hey, I'm going to solve it in oils? Because I like the idea. And I know people will be fine. Like, people are okay with
Well, yeah, because there's not something you have to answer to.
Right. So, it would be disappointing for the people that were expecting the
acrylic.
The acrylic, but the acrylic, like an exercise in acrylic, but they would be okay. Like, I'm positive that, people would understand. But I told myself, no, come on. Like, it's not a matter of like, it shouldn't really be a matter of, hey, try to make this as good as you can. Like that's, I mean, sure, I try to push myself with every single painting, but it's more so of saying, hey, let's, if I'm in this path of like discovering what this, what this paint means to me, don't, and I told myself, come on, don't sacrifice that for just the off chance of making maybe what you would wrongly consider just a better painting. So I chose this, but this is it's wonderful, but it does make me hesitate a lot more. And because I don't really know how to solve things, I have to try to pay attention, like probably, or I have to stop and pay attention to what I'm doing a whole lot more than I would if I already knew what to expect, at least not from the design, but at least from my painting, that's what happens with oils, that maybe I'm struggling with design and maybe I'm having to improvise along the way, but at least I'm like, okay, but I know exactly what to expect from oil paint.
I was looking the chat.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the answer from Carlos Taylor.
Yeah.
When we were asking about what he did when he worked with the neurosurgeon.
Oh, yeah, please.
They said, I worked with Dr. Q, a mega famous neurosurgeon at Hopkins, now at Mayo.
Okay, yeah, those are really big.
Yeah. I brought in Spanish-speaking patients and even thought my background is not in medicine. I learned so much after 13 years. Wow, but you worked there for a while. 13 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I want to Google.
The doctor or?
Yeah. Yeah, he's super famous. I see he has a book called Becoming Dr. Q, My Journey from a Migrant Farm Worker to Brain Surgeon.
Oh, wow. That's quite a life.
Where's he from?
What's their name?
Well,
Maybe
now I
can make
find it.
Like an
Yeah,
educated guess.
because when I asked, it said just Dr. Q, but now I see the name, so I can also kind of guess. Alfredo Quiñones Hinojosa.
Oh, Cuban maybe?
No, Mexicano.
Oh. That's amazing, though.
Sí, yeah. See, yeah.
See, yeah.
See, yeah, later. See, yeah. Alejandro Morales said, Danny, it was a big turtle. Maybe 1 meter in radius. Oh, I would love that. Liad said, it could just be a base and a beginning layers before you move to oils. I know a lot of people that do that for speed. Talking about acrylics.
Oh, yeah. Keita does that. Keita Morimoto does an underpainting in acrylic, and then he does his finishing in oils.
Nikki, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say like a quite not super elaborate underpainting, but pretty elaborate, I would say.
Nikki Brooks said, hi guys, just joining now, and wow, this is looking amazing. You paint so much brighter with acrylics.
I think that because they're not open, the drying time is actually so much quicker that I use that to my advantage when I oil paint, which is I try, like, I eventually end up moving stuff around so much that my decisions just kind of, meld with each other, and they become grayer. So yeah, so this is different for sure. Yeah. I think we're going to leave this painting here, and I think I'm going to finish it for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to keep working right now because for some reason...
Do you have a headache?
No, but my eyes are burning for some reason.
I know you never use them, but I have eye drops.
No, never in my life. No.
They help a lot.
Oh, never. Yeah. Never used eye drops. I don't know why I'm opposed to that, but yeah, but I don't like to I don't know. I don't like to put stuff in my eyes. I don't know why. Anyways, but I think that's it's going to be good for today. We'll see what tomorrow. We'll see how, this painting evolves tomorrow, and I don't think there's going to be anything like dramatic, like no changes here. It's just probably going to be a little more developed in certain areas, but I want to keep it, I want to keep a lot of this, and I want to keep just blocky colors, just shapes of color, much rather than just trying to put unnecessary, what I think is would be unnecessary detail. And it's just going to follow this, but it's going to be a more cohesive kind of end or yeah, I guess conclusion to the painting. But I like it. It's
yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous and cool, and what I've been really enjoying about this sort of paint, which is I just feel like I can sketch with it. I really, really feel that I can do things that don't quite feel permanent, like don't quite feel like, hey, this is going to be like a final painting. I almost, for some reason, find it to be just very, very... it's almost like akin to a sketchbook and working, the scribbles that I do in like my little notepad that I showed at the beginning. I feel like they can translate super nicely here, but I'd like to keep the same energy of those things here. It's almost as if I was just, instead of just a, color pencil or pencil, I'm sketching with a bit of paint. And I want to hold on to that feeling, because I think that feeling of openness is what just kind of keeps the idea like almost up in the air, so that it can be open to possibilities. So anyways, that was it for today. Danny's going to go to work, and I'm going to take a little break because I'm going to rest my eyes for like a little bit.
And we'll see you on Monday.
Yes.
To see what I end up doing.
Yes.
And
I'll post tomorrow what
I was going to say
this looks like.
Yeah, you could check out on Nicolas' Instagram over there tomorrow to see how it ends up. Liat say bye for today. Thank you for the stream.
No, thank you guys. You're awesome.
Emilio Sorni dice, se ve muy buena así. Me encantan las manos. Y Emilio también decía, ¿han jugado Unstable Unicorns? Si no, se los recomiendo. Está buenísimo.
No.
No. Parece como de Exploding Kittens.
Sí, suena Exploding Kittens.
Sí, porque ellos tienen varios juegos. ¿Será de eso?
No sé, ¿sabes? Yo no lo he oído. Entonces no sé.
Creo que sí es de los mismos.
¿Sí?
Parece. Pero ahí lo dejé abierto para mirarlo.
Listo.
Y Hector said, it looks great. I'm excited to see how you finish it. And the emoji of, I don't know how it is.
Llama?
Yeah. No, like
oh.
This. Like,
oh, okay.
Like Chef Kiss? I don't know.
I don't know. Which one is that?
This one.
Oh, I never used that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
We're happy that you've been our company this week.
Mm-hmm.
And we would be super happy if you join us next week. Remember, since Mondays we have our visual correspondence.
What is it?
Um,
Long
Tuesday,
goodbye.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, regular painting sessions.
Yeah.
And we would
Anything
be
else,
happy to have you here. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you, everyone. Bye.